And we have a special guest tonight back on the podcast. Welcome back, Riverboat Rob.
What's up, man?
We gained Riverboat Rob and lost to Tony.
Yeah, we gained a Riverboat Rob. Tony bitched out.
Doesn't sound like a fair.
I can't make the drive home from the Eastern Shore tonight. I have to shoot some innocent ducks out of the air.
It doesn't sound like a fair deal. Gained a Rob, lost to Tony. I don't know.
It's true.
I feel like we made out on that one.
Hey.
Well, we got to
I miss Tony.
Gentle.
I have talked to Tony recently.
For a good time. What has Tony been messaging?
That is actually my profile. And it's a gun raffle.
Gun raffle for a good time. Let me see.
Gun
Did you share the?
I got to go find the pig.
I would say we got a link going yet, so I could share it.
Yeah.
You tag me on it?
So yeah, tonight it's Friday Night Shenanigans. Tony bitched out. The return of Riverboat Rob. What's up, Rob? And a follow up of our New Year's resolutions. I don't really know if we specifically focused on New Year's resolutions.
We did some New Year's resolutions.
We did. I know we talked about you getting the Garmin, the Live Scope. We talked about that for a while, and like some boat stuff and some other random stuff. I don't really remember. I do remember talking about me throwing some swim baits a little bit more specifically. We'll talk about that in a little while.
Because you need more. You need to throw swim baits more.
I need to throw different kinds more, if that makes sense. It's not so much that I need to throw them more. I just need to throw different ones. Everybody's busy.
I'm sharing, dude.
Sorry.
Man, I just read that I have 101 unread text messages.
99 of them are from our group chat from Anna.
100 unread messages. That's how bad I am.
99 of those are from our Anna group text.
Yeah.
And you probably don't want to read them.
Yeah, when I click on there, sometimes I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" Like, if you don't follow it,
not
from the beginning,
we should title our group test "Not Safe for Work" because it is. And there's some
crazy
shit that goes on.
Yeah, there's a lot of wild talk on there. Dude.
Yeah,
I'm like, "What the hell's
going
on?"
It's a wild group of guys, but anyway,
I tried
so
to
New Year's resolutions.
I tried to break it up and like send some fishing videos, some stuff about fishing. Did you catch that the other day?
I did.
Because it was getting nasty on there, dude.
But what's the story? Like we said, Tony bitched out. He's not here. He's out hunting, and we said Riverboat Rob returns. What's the story, Rob? Where did you go?
So
what happened?
I had pneumonia, like really bad, and then when I started getting better, it came back even worse. Like I'm pretty much on my I've been on my deathbed. And then my dumbass was still trying to drink and smoke cigarettes, like all I did, which did not help at all, one bit. So I was pretty ill for a while, but feel good, man. Back healthy. Me and Tony's going. Me and Paul next week, man.
Yeah, we leave Wednesday.
Yeah,
that's exciting. You guys are going down to Lake Anna.
Yeah. I can't wait. I made it back just in time, man.
Are you guys going with? Are you guys going with the legendary Kevin?
Yeah, we are. He's our leader.
Kevin Peon
Parsons. He's our leader.
Parsons.
Paul. That's why the group chat is what it is.
Yes, right there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's all like you better wear like.
There he is.
Some protective underwears.
What's up, Gramster? So you guys know somebody. You guys are fishing the warm side, right?
We are fishing the warm side.
So that's tight. You guys are going to go over there and fish the warm side. I don't know much about Lake Anna, so tell me about what temperatures you guys are looking to see.
So
what kind of baits you're looking to throw, and kind of.
So the fun part about this is it's a warm water discharge. So there's power plant down there, and the warm side is a series of cooling pools. So there's 3 pools on the warm side. It's completely cut off from the cold side by boat anyway. Like you can't get into the warm side. So in pool 1, that's where the discharge is, and you'll see temperatures in the 70s at the discharge. So it'll vary in pool 1. Usually it's right where the discharge is coming out, 70s. The rest of the pool, high 60s.
What's up, Gibbs?
Hippie Gibbs. Pool 2, you'll see 50 to 60 degree temperatures. and then down in pool 3, it's usually like mid 40s to 50. So it's
You guys
it's a
kind
lot
of
like,
skip around.
yeah. So you can catch fish in all 3 pools. As far as baits go,
We had this talk the other day.
everything.
Me and Paul actually
Yeah.
had this talk.
It's not like wintertime fishing. We catch them on top water down there in January, especially first thing in the morning. Like you can pull up onto a point or
Shallow.
like a pinch point and relatively shallow. Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of spots, a couple of points and stuff where they'll push up shallow on the points and just start busting shad, and you can catch them on a top water.
Can I have a beer, hon?
You just start throw, if you can, when you find them schooling, you just throw a spook out there and just start working that spook and you catch them on top water in the snow. Me and Kevin were catching them on top
That
water
is
in the
so
snow
cool.
last year.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That was.
I'm taking the big glide bait too.
I threw a glide bait.
Are you?
I threw a glide bait a little bit last year. I haven't been able to get anything on a glide bait down there. It is a lot of smaller fish. There are some big fish in there for sure. Kevin's got a couple of fish over 6 pounds.
I've seen a video where somebody called an 8-pounder in there before.
Throw a lot of swim baits, smaller swim baits. I got a single Kitech Alabama rig.
I feel like that shell cracker would be a deal for you.
I don't know.
I'm doing. If
It's
you're gonna throw top water and throw a swim bait, that is
it's very
that is the straight up
it's
killer.
very shad oriented down there. Until you get around docks. I mean, you could probably throw it around docks and pull them out, but
lot of striped bass.
Yeah, I
down
believe
there.
there's a lot of striped bass. From the
I don't
videos
know
I watched.
not so much on the hot side. I've never caught a striper down there, Adam.
No.
There is a lot at Lake Anna.
Yeah,
though.
in
there's a
Lake Anna
ton.
proper, there's
Yeah.
some massive stripers.
There's massive stripers.
But on the warm side, I've never ran into any down there. I've never caught anything but bass out of there. Like that's the only thing that I've caught. I've never caught like a yellow perch. I haven't even caught a freaking bluegill out of there. I know they're in there.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen them, but the only thing I've ever caught out of there is bass.
When I was down there
I've
fishing,
heard of some yellow perch being caught in there from a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
Who used to go down there, but
when I was down there fishing with Tony, there was a lot of people trolling for striper down there, and there was a lot of crappie and like perch fishermen down there.
yeah, see, it's a lot different on the warm side. I mean, it's the fish. It's like a whole other lake.
How,
I mean, it's really nothing like the cold side.
how far of a drive are we talking?
3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah, it really wasn't bad. I thought the little hotel motel place we stayed in was cool.
So the thing about the hot side is it's all private. So you can't get access to the lake unless you rent a house on the lake.
Oh, really?
So you can't really stay at a hotel.
So are you renting a house or do
yeah.
you know somebody
Yeah,
that lives there?
Kevin has like some kind of
There's a
connection.
Yeah, there's a guy down there, Mr. Gene, who rents out his house. He has a house on the lake and then a house like just up the street. And he rents out the one house all year. It is a very well known
Thank you.
fishing rental. A lot of guys that
Hey,
rent
my
it out.
bear.
So, yeah, as far as baits, I caught them last year. I caught them mostly cranking, relatively, shallow on a Fritz-side 5. Year before that, I caught almost every fish that I caught in 4 days, skipping a jig under docks, which was kind of crazy because you had to skip it so far under there. It was like 50-50 whether you're going to land them or not, because you don't know, like there's all these like cross beams and stuff underneath, and
I love
like
the
skipping in there,
people
you're
that
like-
love tying the ropes across stuff just to screw it up.
nobody really does that down there. I mean, I've never ran into anybody. I've never ran into any. I mean, we go into off seasons. So there's not a lot of people there, but I've never, all the people that I've talked to, like down on their docks, like they're super chill. And they'll, just ask you, like, how's the fishing? We tell you, I saw a guy catch one, under my dock, and stuff like that. So the people down there, I guess more so the people that live down there like year round, are pretty chill. I've caught them the first year that I was down there. The first fish that I caught on the hot side was on an 8XD. So it was just super deep cranking. I pulled up on a point. I scanned this point, saw a school of fish, turned around, fired an 8XD out there, and caught one. It was pretty cool.
That's exciting. Very exciting. Incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
Absolutely exciting.
It's going to be fun. And
Mind blowing.
I get to play with my new toy while I'm down there.
I've never done it.
No.
Oh yeah, that is going to be a really cool part.
You
about
never caught
having
a
it.
fish on a
It's
crankbait?
definitely. I've never caught a fish on a crankbait
Just
deep
swim
cranking
baits.
like 15, 16, 18 feet.
21.
No, me neither. No, I never done
I was
it.
catching him at 21.
Yeah.
8
See,
inches.
that's cool. Now I've done it like 10 feet. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've done that.
yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. I was like halfway in. I was sharing the link at the same time.
I've done the same with. The
I just
swim
heard
baits,
something
though.
about a Fritz side, and then you was like, "No, what are you gonna call it?"
Catching.
DT6, man.
I'm catching swim bait fish in 10 feet of water on mag drafts and citizens, just slow dragging them. You know.
That's the cool thing about the deep cranking though, is like you get to burn it.
I got some.
You don't have to worry. The faster you crank it, the deeper it's going.
Yeah.
So
Randomly though, tonight I'm drinking the Samuel Adams Holiday White Ale, which is a little different. I'm just changing it up.
I have the usual.
I got the
Sierra-
go-to.
The Sierra Nevada hazy little thing.
This is pretty good, and my sister got me this badass bottle opener for
Thought you had
Christmas.
Oh, it's Evan has one like that. Somebody had one of those.
Pretty cool. I like that.
So really love this. So thanks, sister, for
Cheers.
that. And my mom got me this cool ass koozie for Christmas too.
Oh shit. I think Evan has this bottle opener. Is where I saw it.
Perfect.
So yeah, weekend will be fun. I can't wait to get Rob down there. I just want to get Rob.
Yeah,
out of his
they
element.
love to
Yeah.
try to
I
get
wanna
me
get
out of
Rob
my
out of-
element.
I want to get him out of his element.
You just want
Get him out
Rob
fishing.
staring over the side of the boat.
There's nothing to fish. All I see is open water.
I don't know what I'm doing right now.
Get this. I talked to Rob the other night. He's got 2 spinning rods rigged up.
He said Ranger Ramon returns to the end.
Oh yeah.
I seen Ranger Ramon took a couple ducks today, which is pretty cool.
Did he?
I think
I
I don't know. I don't know if it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Schultz, but I think it's his first year, his first time hunting ducks. I've never heard him talk about it before, anyway. So that's kind of cool. He was successful with a duck hunt.
Oh,
We're
for him.
interested in duck hunting.
you are.
Duck
and you're
hunting's
not.
fun. Duck hunting is a lot of fun.
Mostly because it involves being cold as fuck.
Martin, what up, Martin?
What up, Martin?
It involves
what
being
it
cold as
do?
fuck, standing in cold water, and I'm not about that.
It's funny. It's funny because I was just
Unless I'm
talking
Totally different types. I mean, you got like pit hunting, and then you do have
Yeah,
standing in water and stuff. But yeah,
That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I
That whole-
bitched out.
that whole standing in cold water thing doesn't.
It's ironic because I was just talking to a good friend of mine, Chuck, and we were just talking about duck hunting on the way. They're trying to get me to go hunting. Everybody likes to get me out of my element. You know, it would be funny to
I'm
stay
gonna get
around
you-
hunting.
it's a good time, but
Yeah.
you got to spend the money on the stamps to go out. And
I
do
can't
it.
wait to get
I
Rob
mean,
into 35 feet of water.
Yeah, everybody take Rob out of his element. You know?
30. We're gonna be in 35 feet of water.
I can still smash him, dude.
You're still gonna
Yeah.
smash him.
Still catch more than Ranger Ramon ever did.
Oh, Tony hasn't shot any ducks.
My first duck hunt ever. I haven't shot any yet, but well, good luck, Tony. Man, I hope you get some, dude.
Hey, I remember the first time I went out hunting, and I was with my dad. But it's kind of one of them deals. It's kind of like you go out, and if anything happens and you get to shoot, it's like, did you get your gun off? Yeah.
I hunted for a long time. I used to hunt a lot, so I just it kind of also appealed to me. Like I don't hunt at all.
There's a massive appeal to me in hunting the same way as it is for fishing.
Brian Dyson in the house. What's up, Brian?
Yeah, I absolutely, Tony. Waterfowl hunting is a beautiful sport, and I highly, if any waterman that enjoys bass fishing, I think would enjoy waterfowl hunting because
I think Evan likes it better than fishing.
I mean Evan's really into it, and I
He's,
think
like,
I think
really
that it's the
into it,
same.
dude.
It's one of the same aspects as fishing at the same time, though. It's just, dude, it's getting out there and seeing nature from a different aspect.
Yeah,
From
I
a
mean, I can
different
respect. Trust
from
me,
a different from a different perspective.
It goes goes back to that whole like I
No.
don't like I
Yeah.
totally respect anyone who does it, and more power to them. It's
Yeah.
just
Oats
I lost
fucker.
my I lost my drive. to
Oh,
do
I
it,
was I'm the same way. I mean, I've shot lots of geese. I've shot lots of ducks.
dude. I've killed so many.
I did-
I've killed so
I-
many deer deer hunting.
Yeah.
I stopped gun hunting when I was 16.
Those
Yeah,
fuckers
because
are
I
out
killed-
early. So
I
I can tell
mean,
you.
I don't deer hunt or anything anymore. But part of my reason was just straight up because I didn't want. I felt bad killing animals. Straight up, that's what it
Yeah.
was. I
You
felt
know,
bad
I-
killing
I
an
feel
animal. It
that.
made me feel guilty.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
did.
I could.
I
I
love
can
the fact
understand
that
that.
I can still be in nature. Fishing is like hunting in a way of its own.
It's catch and release.
Yeah.
And then you catch them and then you release them. It swims away.
Yeah.
And that is
You
what
take its life.
that is what I needed to fulfill
Yeah.
myself.
I kind
in
of
my
feel that
purpose.
the same way.
I
You
do
know
have
what
a
I'm
lot.
saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I do have a lot of respect for. I saw a guy on TikTok today. He had posted a video. He had shot his eighth. It was his 8th or 9th year for the year, and people were giving him shit about it. And he was like, "Look,
Tony,
We don't-
stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You
We
don't
don't-
need to see this.
I'm
He's
sure.
like, I have 5 kids. We don't buy beef. Like we don't buy ground beef. We don't buy steaks. We don't buy anything. We eat deer. Like this is how I feed my family. It's like, and that's how we can afford to have the lifestyle that we have. Is
I'm sure
because
if
I'm able to harvest my own food.
I'm sure if my friend Chuck that was talking to on the way here is still watching,
And I have
and Evan, they're laughing at us. Like you
I have a ton of respect for I have a ton of
soft
respect for
sons of
for
bitches.
people like that.
feeling bad for a duck. Like, I seen Evan try to run him over. Like you're lucky I ain't shoot you.
That's one thing. Just because, like a lot of people think, like just because I don't hunt, like or you don't hunt, that we're not anti-hunting. But
No,
by
Not
any
what's not at all.
just because I don't want to do it doesn't mean I think you should.
And
Right.
speaking of which, talking about hunting and anti-hunting, I want to show this while Tony is still with us for tonight. We have some samples,
Oh yes, we do.
and Tony is missing this. He should be very upset. Here we have some venison snack sticks from Harmony Ridge Butcher Shop.
That looks good.
And these are the deer cheddar barbecue sticks
Sound good.
from Harmony Ridge. Upside down, but I opened the bag upside down. These are good. Try
have
one of those out.
We have some deer jerky.
We have
From
deer
Harmony Ridge?
jerky from Harmony.
I survived the whole Ike tournament on deer jerky. That's all we had to eat.
We got too much glare here.
That's
There
how
we go.
prepared we were.
So we're gonna sample all of this right now.
Pretty damn good,
Sample a little of that.
These are really good. Well, I'm the only one that actually tried. Oh,
We're on notes in that bag. Chad's tried a few of them already.
I have. I've tried a couple of them. And then
yeah, these are good.
for the grand finale, Tony, you should be so upset right now. that
Tony,
you're
I love
missing
that
this. Check this out.
It's like almost like a sweet,
Yeah, it's
sweet
got
honey.
like a smoky sweet flavor on this on this one.
So that's
Yeah.
Chad's new dildo.
This is my new dildo. This is Harmony Ridge trail salami, venison trail salami. I don't know what mix it is. I have 2 different types. This is the darker one, and the darker
That's the BBC.
the darker one is much larger. And we're gonna try this. I haven't opened any of
I
them.
might hold
yet.
off on that.
I'm gonna try this.
I got meat on top of meat, dude.
Me too.
See, Chad didn't prepare us for this, so me and Rob like stuffed our faces before we got here.
Uh huh.
I had spaghetti. That's all right. No, I was just joking. I didn't want to try
Got
it
it back there. And then pull the
What he
meat out.
was doing with that earlier off camera, I'm like, I don't know if I want to try it.
Oh.
Oh, there's cheese in there.
Ooh, there is cheese in there.
Always make sure you remove the wrapping.
Are you supposed to?
You supposed to what?
Remove the wrapping.
Oh yeah, in case. Let me know. Yeah, let's see what this is
Okay.
all about.
I don't want it.
You want a piece, Bear?
Tastes a lot like this one. They're kind of very similar. This one's a little sweeter. That's a little sweeter than
A little sweeter.
than these are. Just a little bit like sweeter. This has a little more smoky flavor. And these are really good. Okay.
Yeah. As you
Hmm.
know,
Why does the cheese like melt in your mouth?
it's like an M&M. Melts in your mouth, not in your hand.
It's good.
Also, probably because it's been sitting on the table for 20 minutes. maybe a half hour.
It's still pretty cold.
You need to eat that with like something spicy. It's too sweet for me. Oh, it's spicy. Put jalapeno on there or something like that.
Mix with some like jalapeno on like a cracker or something
Yeah,
like
crack-
that. Like
yeah.
a jalapeno
Cracker
dip
with a
or
little slice
something.
of jalapeno
Yeah.
on top.
Chloe's like,
Sausage-
let me get that. Let me get that.
Martin's just mad that he's not
Okay.
invited.
Barton wants to be a part of our sausage fest.
Yeah. Martin is the sausage fest king.
Well, look at my
Barton
beef
knows
jerky.
all about sausage fest.
That's a good movie.
I've never
Sausage
watched
Fest?
it. It's like that cartoon.
Sausage
with
Fest with like Seth
in it.
Rogen. It's like all the foods.
Oh,
in the
Sausage
store.
Party. Sausage
Yeah,
Party.
there you go,
Party.
Sausage
Yeah,
Party.
Yeah,
the
Sausage
animated, the
Party.
animated movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, funny as shit.
Sausage Fest was a porno.
Hey,
Sausage Party with an animated porno. The end of that movie was not.
the
Oh,
deer
yeah,
was
jerky.
not appropriate at all.
The
jerky's
deer
really
jerky is very smoky.
good. Mhm.
Oh, maybe that's what
I don't know why.
Seriously, me and Evan, we fished the Ike Foundation tournament, and we didn't bring nothing to eat, but he had some bag of deer jerky on the boat, so that we survived on that all day.
You guys fishing that this year?
Yeah, I want to. I haven't talked to him about it yet, but I think we will. We might have, he got a new motor, so we might be able to make a little run this year too if we have to.
I feel like the deer jerky is almost the perfect substitute for bass fishing because you can almost like you can take a hunk of it and chew on it. And
We
pack,
lived on
you
it.
can like pack it up in
Like
your
pack a
lip.
lip.
You can pack it up in your lip like a piece of dip and just like suck on it for like 10 minutes and just eat it for 10 whole minutes before you totally eat it and then get another piece.
Kind of
It'll last all day long.
how we survived.
Yeah,
Like that. It really is.
I feel that. And it's good, it's worth it.
That Ike
this
Foundation
deer
tournament
jerky's
is fun. It's a fun day. I would
That is a
recommend
fun
it
tournament.
for anyone. It's not really expensive. It's a little pricey.
$200, right? 200, 300.
Yeah, I think it was like 200, like
300. I think it's 300.
$150 each. I think,
Yeah, it was
with me and
$300 total.
something like
$300
that.
per group.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like fun day. A lot of people
All goes
there.
to charity.
Cool. Yeah,
A lot of
Cool
a lot of cool
experience.
people there. It used to be really cool when before COVID when the pros came out.
Yeah.
You used to be able to you could pay like $300 to fish the tournament, or if you paid $1,000, you fished on a pros boat.
Really?
So you could like you and your partner would fish with like they would do a random draw for the
Right.
pros that were coming out. And like top level pros like
Right.
Ishman Rowe, Chris Aldane.
yeah. You could be fishing
People
with
like
Chris
that.
Aldane on the Guggen swim bait.
Chris Aldane's cool, dude.
He is a cool dude. I met him. I met
He is a
Chris
cool dude.
Aldane at Bass Fest. He was a really cool dude.
He's about 4 feet tall, but
He is. That shit threw me off. I didn't know he was that small.
yeah, him and
He's
BP.
like a little guy.
That's why those swim bait rods look so big.
Dude, dude, he seriously is. He's not 4 foot tall, but he's shorter.
Oh, for before I forget about it, speaking of meeting people, if anybody that's watching is interested, next weekend, Bass Fest at Susquehanna Fishing Tackle. It is a good time. They have seminars all day. Bill Lowen and David Mullins are going to be there. Both tremendous. Bill Lowen, probably one of the best shallow water anglers
Ever.
David Mullins is an extremely good crankbait fisherman, and extremely good fisherman, period. He was second AOY 2 years ago in the Elite Series. Super good fisherman, really nice guy. He's from Tennessee. But they're going to be there doing seminars. Greg DePalma is going to be doing seminars. Gray Buck's going to be there on Friday. Anybody local may know Gray. He's a younger guy. Fishes the.
Greg DePalma's always there too, like every year.
Yeah, he'll be there this year.
His
He's flying
seminars
back
are
up
really
from
good.
Florida.
His seminars are really good. But so we get there last year, and Evan goes like, they have a drawing, like you throw your names in a hat or whatever. They give you a ticket.
Yeah,
throw
they
in
have a ton of raffle prizes.
So Evan's like, do this to your ticket, you'll win. It always works. I can't tell you what because it's Evan's secret. But I was like, all right, and I do it. And I won a Jordan Lee Alba Garcia
There
ride,
you go.
the door prize. Evan's tip.
Yeah, you folded that ticket, huh?
Kind of. It's kind of part of it. That's all I can tell you. I can't give up the juice too much. It's funny because they pulled out the ticket because what we had did to the ticket was like, oh, that's me or you, dude. Like me and that person, like that's one of us. Let's put it that way. That's about all the info I can give you.
So for anybody interested, go to sfttackle.com. There's details on there. They'll have a seminar listing posted. I think Mike said he's going to have it posted by the weekend or by tomorrow. So you'll be able to see if you're interested in seeing a specific seminar, you can get up there at a certain time, or you can do what I used to do before I went to Lake Anna. I started going to Lake Anna because it always falls on the same weekend. So I haven't been able to go in a few years. Is just go up, stay all day.
That's what I did.
Their seminars are in a heated. They rent a big tent.
Mm-hmm.
They have heaters in there, so it's not like you're out in the elements.
I was like a little kid the first time I went. Like drove all the way out there. They got this parking lot down the street to park at. They had this little bus, the bass bus, pick you up, take you to there because their parking lot's not very big. So I was like a little kid, like coming back on the bass bus, had like all my souvenirs, and I met Chris Aldane. Like I was like a little fanboy.
Oh yeah, it's super cool. Like you'll just sometimes you'll just be walking through, and you just while you're looking at tackle, like
the guys that own Susquehanna Fishing Tackle,
you run into somebody
super cool. Like some of the nicest people you ever met. You talk to them all day. They're very welcoming too. And like, hey man, like where you live at, and tell you about fishing up there. And like, it's really good deal. I think they're brothers, right?
Yeah,
like George and Mike.
George and Mike.
Yeah, great guys. Like really nice guys, man.
Yeah,
you ever meet them?
They're super nice. Yeah. I try to do as much. I purchase as much as I can from them. They are one of the few brick and mortar non-chain tackle stores left, in this part of the country.
One of them fished Classic before, I think.
George has fished Classic twice.
Twice.
He fished Classic twice. Finished. He made it through the Bass Nation, I believe, 2 times. He also fished the top 150 or. He fished the Pro Tour for a couple of years before it was the Elite Series. It was back in the 90s. George is a really good fisherman, super knowledgeable. The best thing about him is they will share every bit of knowledge that they have with you.
Right. Oh yeah.
If you want to know something about a technique, ask him. If you're going to a new body of water that you've never been to before, ask him.
Especially up there where they're at.
If you're going to say, when I was going to the St. Lawrence. I talked to George for like an hour and a half about stuff to throw on the St. Lawrence and how to fish it. And I mean, he would just tell you exactly what you need to do, different conditions. If the wind's blowing, do this. If it's slick calm, do this. If you're going up this time of year, you want to focus on this type of water. You're going to be drop shotting. You can catch them all on hair jig, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I mean, just giving up the juice on everything. Best tackle shop I've ever been to in my life. I do a lot of business there. I bought my live scope from them. I try to give them as much business as I can.
They got a JDM
promote them when I can.
Yeah, a lot of JDM stuff.
They have a lot of mega bass. If you like mega bass jerk baits, they have
they got a whole wall.
They get the best selection around of mega bass jerk baits.
I don't be giving up all my juice now.
One year when I went, they had the mega bass sales rep up there.
He'll probably be there.
Yeah.
Or actually, they have a Mega Bass Pro that'll be there doing seminars.
Who this year? Well, they probably will.
Yeah. So Clint went on that St. Lawrence trip with me,
too much weed
and the rest of us. And
I like these ones better.
Clint, Clint was kind of out of his element. He's like Rob. He spends his life in 4 feet of water or less, and really didn't know what he needed to get into. He went up to Susquehanna Fishing Tackle. And George walked him around with a basket and said, "You'll need this. You'll need this. You'll need this," and just loaded him up with everything that he needed for that trip. So got him set up with the right rod and rod and reel for drop shotting. Something that Clint had never done. And Clint went up there and he caught some nice smallmouth. So
how Clint did good up there?
He had 1 4.5 pounder, so he got one good size one.
What's Clint doing this year? Anybody know?
So he's in
Outcast
or no? He's in that. They started their own club. I don't know if you were.
It's a new club?
Yeah.
Really? No, I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
Martin and Clint fought him on everything. That's funny.
What, did they fish together, Martin and Clint?
No, Martin and Clint are good friends, but I think Martin was up there with him when he was
envisioning Clint walking around with somebody in a
Breakfast Club.
basket.
I am sure every time he put something there. Are you sure that I need that?
Oh, I think that's what Martin was saying. Okay, I get it. Like Clint's like, I really need to buy that. I get it now. That's funny, dude.
The Breakfast Club. I guess that's their new club. But it's a bunch of guys from that were formerly in Team Outcast that are just putting a club together just for fun, from what I understand, from what I talked to Lloyd. Just a bunch of guys to get together and go fish a tournament on weekends.
Yeah.
No affiliations with BASS or anything like that. Just get together, go fishing, and have fun, which is really what it's all about. I'm not doing that.
That's the most fun shit to me.
The funny thing, Martin, is that every time that I saw him up there on the water, and I've never seen this before with Clint, every time I saw him, he had a spinning rod in his hand. I've never seen Clint throw a spinning rod in my life. Known Clint for probably 10 years.
Oh, my brother Pete.
What up, Petey?
And every time I saw him on the water, he had a spinning rod in his hand.
He's Chloe like it.
She's spoiled.
Oh, I didn't give her anything.
I couldn't eat that. That's all I got.
Yeah,
for
it was.
Chloe. I
So
couldn't eat that
check
one.
out Susquehanna Fishing Tackle, guys. They are great people. Support them as much as you can. Like I said, they're one of the very few local brick and mortar stores that are left around in this region of the country, not just the state. They're in Pennsylvania, but in this region of the country, the local tackle shop has really been hurt hard. They do a good job up there. They have a wealth of information.
Got way better fishing selection than Bass Pro Shop has.
Everything they have up there is good. They don't have bad stuff in there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like
George,
Bass Pro Shop can't really find nothing.
They're owned, so it's owned by Mike Guided for a long time. So he guided on the Susquehanna River. George guided and fished professionally. So they're fishermen. Like, they know what's good. They're not pulling stuff in there that they think is just going to be a gimmick. They're pulling stuff in there that they know, that they can look at it and go, that's going to catch fish, and that's going to be a hot bait. So you won't see anything crazy up there. Yeah,
they have a podcast. I believe it's called the Tackle Shop. I think it's called their podcast. Tackle Shop.
Tackle Shop Live.
Yeah, Tackle Shop Live.
It's on Thursday nights.
They always have Paul's friend Travis Manson on there all the time.
I've never seen Travis Manson on that podcast.
Oh, he's been on there a couple times. I have.
Probably because I choose not to watch it if he's on
there. Travis, all right, dude.
So on the other topics that we were going to talk about tonight, we were also going to you've missed a couple of episodes. So, Rob, what is your New Year's fishing resolution for this year? For the 2023 season, what's your target? What are you trying to improve on? What are you trying to gain confidence in?
Catch more.
What's your goals?
Catch more 8-pounders.
Catch more 8-pounders.
Catch more 8-pounders.
No,
it's a good goal.
You know what? You're gonna laugh, and I'm being serious. And I thought about this the other day. I want to start throwing swim baits more. I never really throw swim baits, and I was thinking about this the other day. Like, man, I really would like to start catching them on
swim baits in general, or swim baits
and glide baits. Like even like Kitex and stuff.
Okay.
So we're talking 5-6 inch swim baits,
or big glide baits too,
or even smaller. You don't even throw smaller.
I mean, dude, you can consider a 2.5. You can consider a 3-inch paddle tail swim bait, but it's not a swim bait.
It's not a big swim bait. Yeah, to me,
but I think you're talking about big swim baits.
Both, just in general.
Yeah, I think you have two categories, right?
So
yeah, swim baits and big swim baits. That's what I could. Your swim baits are just like your Kitex, your paddle tails,
many years ago,
little boot tails, things like that.
Many years ago, at one point in my life, I was like, I never really catch them on spinner baits. I'm going to start throwing a spinner bait and commit to it. Now it's like my most confident bait that I have.
Right.
I kind of want to do that with swim baits too. I want to get more confidence in swim baits, throw them more, and commit to them.
And that's the way you have to learn different techniques.
I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but Chris Zaldane has a new series. The first episode is out. It's called Type 2.
Mm.
The Type 2 swim bait series by Chris Zaldane.
I'll have to check that out.
He's
You
a big
have to
swim bait
watch
guy.
it. It's a 15-minute
Keep it
video.
up, good.
And essentially, the first video is called "What is a swim bait?"
Him and his wife put out some really good content.
The content that
Their
I mean,
podcast.
so
Their
to
podcast
give
and
to
just
put
their
this
videos.
in perspective for you. Obviously, I'm really big into swim baits,
Mhm.
but I watched the video 4 times on repeat. It's a 15-minute video.
It's like Southern trout eaters.
I sat
Yeah,
there. I just
I will say-
rewatched it because I like to try to absorb
Chris
those
Zaldane,
little things that they say. And
I
try
mean,
to-
I
at the same time though, but what I'm trying to say is the information was good and the video was captivating.
one of my favorite people to watch, and it's you say it's captivating. One of my favorite if I'm watching a tournament, if they have a camera boat in Chris Zaldane's boat, I will watch it all day because he will constantly all day tell you exactly what he's doing, break down how he's fishing. So it's not just a lot of the live bass tournaments is just watching somebody fish. When they put a live camera on him, it's like a freaking seminar all day because he's that dedicated to sharing his knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I can understand why it would be so captivating because he's just
And
like
he's
I
so
said,
good at what he does. His
he's so
knowledge
good at
isn't fake knowledge.
true, right? And he's I think what he
he's a cool dude.
what he
too.
has that a lot of people don't have is his ability to explain what he's doing because he can explain it in a way that it just clicks.
Mhm.
You're like, oh, okay.
Dude, when you put
Yeah,
up the
that's
picture
it.
of fucking Kevin, and then I think about the group chats that we're in, and then the picture, all of it combined, it's too much for me, dude.
Kevin, Rob seeing that picture and then thinking about Anna.
Think about all those sausage fest
Better
text messages and shit.
better put a chair under that door.
I'm not
Lock
gonna
your door, bro.
I'm not gonna lie here. I'm pretty excited to hear that some of my close fishing friends are not going to be swim bait fishermen, but are going to
Give it a try.
give it a try, and
Yeah.
they're gonna freaking kind of dip their toe in the water and see what it's about. But I think what you're gonna find and what this episode of I'll send you guys both a link when
Yeah,
you
send it
before you
for sure.
leave. I'll even I'll find it on here right now. I'll put it up here in the description if anybody wants to like copy and paste it.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you don't have to twist my
Riverboat Rob.
you don't have to twist my arm to get me to watch a swim bait video because
No, yeah.
Yeah.
What I asked me twice.
half the videos that I watch when I'm scrolling through Facebook are Ben Milliken slamming them on 9-inch line, and it is
Focus too. Like they asked him, I forget, maybe it was Pangrad or one of them asked him, like, you
oh yeah,
gonna
he
go
would
with big
he,
swim
he
bait?
will for sure. Yeah, it was Pangrad. It was on Bass Talk Live.
Yeah.
I started listening to Bass Talk Live finally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You said, oh, Bass Talk Live's the shit, dude.
You know what's
It was
the
better
shit?
when Mark was on
You
there.
know what?
too,
No,
but-
you know what's the shit? Bass Talk Live Day 4.
with Frank Scalish.
That is
Uncle
the
Frank,
shit.
man. Uncle
Kevin,
Frank is
do
the
it,
shit.
bro.
Dude. There's
He
Do
does
it.
the drawings.
Do it,
and
Kevin.
everything.
There's
Watch
so
watch
much-
this video.
there's
Kevin.
so
I've been
much
watching
juice
Bass
in-
Talk Live for like
Dude,
5 years.
there's so
I
much
know.
much juice in that.
My wife was
Holy
like, man,
Holy cow!
Like,
That-
when I'm watching
I
it-
ran into that, and I'm like, how did I live without?
you did
this?
not know? Oh man, I should have told you. Like,
Dude, Day 4, best podcast, best
Day
informational
4
podcast
with
podcast
Uncle
out
Frank.
there.
Bass Talk Live. Day 4 is Thursdays, I believe. They have Frank Scalish on there, and it's all fishing techniques. I mean, dude, you know,
Dude, he'll break it
you
down
know
and
he
draw
drew-
pictures.
He drew a bass fishing comic book before.
He's a yeah.
That you used
He,
to be able to buy.
he apparently he did some artwork in a. They had a special bundle on
Kevin said the same thing. I said.
with one of his sponsors, but
Might throw a big swim bait in there. I said the same thing, Kevin.
I can say that a big swim bait, is not high on my list to throw at Lake Anna.
Well, I wouldn't say it's like my number one.
I don't even know if they can hear them.
Probably,
They'll let us know.
I can hear it.
This is the beginning of the video.
Wow. Oh my god, dude, you see that? Dude, like it got tight. and I let it. I just
Can
let
you
it
guys
go
hear
and
this?
go,
Let us
oh
know.
my gosh! I was like crawling over a rock, and I stopped it.
Probably
and
not. I don't think so.
Oh, look at him in his new nitro.
New nitro.
No more Skeeter for Chris Aldane. Skeeter dropped Chris Aldane and picked up Jason Christie.
Is that what happened for real?
Well,
But
I'm not saying it was because they dropped him, they picked up Jason Christie. Both things happened.
I think Jason Christie will go back to Express.
Every
I don't
single
think he will.
cast
Once you go
with the big
aluminum
bait
boat, you
is
don't go back.
So
you're literally
listen,
swinging for the
listen
fence on every
closely.
cast. But after years and years and thousands, hundreds of thousands of casts of not catching a single thing, you really start to dial in those little angles. And angles are everything with swim bait fishing. It's got to look real. It's got to be real. That 10-year-old fish has got to be 100% convinced that that big giant piece of plastic
Magnet,
is the real deal.
or whatever they call it now.
If you're
Rough
swinging all day long,
Rough
it's
draft.
easy to lose focus. So you really have to treat every single cast like you're going to catch a 10-pounder. Because when that fish actually bites, you have to be ready for it. So many guys make mistakes of, reeling it too fast, and you just simply don't get the bites if it's not in that strike zone, if it's not in that area where that giant fish lives for extended periods of time. It's got to look real down there. So with every turn of that handle, every time you're just reeling in slowly and slowly and slowly, and the clock is ticking and ticking on, on that tournament clock, you just got to tell yourself the very next cast could be the one. Swim baits are just a tool.
The eyes are
The faster you realize that, the more beneficial they'll be to you.
right. Exactly.
Exactly.
I completely agree. And I've said that before on the show that, swim baits are a tool. There's a time and place,
Yeah.
where they're going to be the deal, or they're going to make that, you're going to make that big call. It happened in one of my club tournaments this year, not with me. A buddy of mine that's in my club loves throwing big swim baits. He called a limit. He said, he told his rider, he's like, I need to make one good call, and I think I'm going to win the tournament. Pulls out a big swim bait, catches a 3.5 pounder, wins the tournament.
It's there. There's a swim bait bite there. It's a tool that should be. I'm not saying it's something that you need to throw when you're trying to win or fish a tournament specifically. And this is something that I know we've been talking about.
Disposable boat.
This is something that I know we've been talking about more regularly on Bass and Beer Radio, but I also think that swim baits in general is something that's being talked about more widely in the professional fishing community.
Well, you're starting to see them become more mainstream, and it's funny. The pros have been throwing them for years.
It's like a whole world.
I was watching a video the other day, and I can't remember from when it was, but it was like 10, 15 years ago. And I'm watching an Elite Series tournament, and there's a dude throwing a glide bait. And it's 10 years ago. He's throwing a glide bait.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even know what a glide bait was 10 years ago.
What's it called back then? Brian Velvet.
Yeah, but he mostly threw soft swim baits, not glide baits.
Yeah.
I know big soft swim baits. They've been around they've been around. I knew about Huddleston's. I've known about them forever.
Oliver Nye's got content out from.
Well, yeah, big bass dreams.
Freaking
swim bait
Rago baits.
But I'm
Steve
talking
Kennedy almost won
the pro
a
one.
bunch of years ago.
Yeah.
Steve Kennedy, yes, but Steve again. We're talking.
I think he was throwing a Huddleston.
No, he was throwing an Osprey. Yeah,
You're
talent.
right. Yeah.
I'm talking about glide baits specifically. Like I didn't know about glide baits until a couple of years ago, and I saw that I was watching this, and this was a couple weeks ago, and I'm like, dude, he's throwing a glide bait, and this tournament, a pro level tournament, 10 years ago.
Always.
I'm like these motherfuckers been keeping this under their. They've been keeping it under.
There's a lot of things like that. A lot of techniques. Now it's hard for them to hide it, but back then they used to be able to hide it. You know what I mean?
There's a couple things that stand out.
Kevin's buddy actually makes a pretty cool. He makes a
Austin? Because Kevin's
No.
down like Austin was a big swim bait guy. Austin.
No, this was oh shit. Alec. His name's Alec. He grew up in California, I believe, and he was in the Navy. He was stationed here for a little while, and it was a buddy of Kevin's, and he made some hand poured like big paddle tail swim baits, like 9-inch paddle tail swim baits that were freaking sick.
The hell's Austin's last name? I can't.
Neil.
Yeah. You know this guy?
Austin Neal.
Dream catchers.
Dream catchers. Oh, you got to check.
I've
him out.
heard of Dream
Big swim bait guy. Like big swim bait guy.
Yeah, that's who my buddy Mike Austin was the guide he was with when he caught that 11-pounder on the Clash 9.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I've seen.
Yeah,
see
Alec James is Kevin's buddy that made the swim baits. He made some really cool swim baits.
You see Travis Manson in Austin? You don't watch Travis, so
I don't.
See the video.
I boycott Travis's YouTube channel.
You know Travis. You know how Travis is, so he gets
Yeah,
all mad at Austin.
You guys are
Cut
gonna
you off every
start.
time he's in a fucking tournament.
No matter what anybody wants to say, I got people that say it's stupid that you throw these glide baits and everything. They don't work, yada, 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 yada. I'm telling you, anybody that's watching this right now, you can hear me. It's coming from my mouth. You're going to see this become a more mainstream style of fishing in applicable situations.
And that's exactly why I want to throw them more. Because I want to learn when that situation is so that I can identify. Like in a tournament, I might be on a good chatterbait bite.
Austin Neary.
But maybe, Neary. But I want to be able to, have that mindset to know I can go over here. I'm fishing a chatterbait on this rock bank. I've caught a good limit. This is a good condition, to throw that glide bait to catch a big one.
But there's a lot more other conditions to throw a glide bait or a swim bait.
Oh no, I'm just want to.
But one of the things that I want to point out. With a swim bait that a lot of people don't realize is like, oh, it doesn't work around here and such and such and such. Bullshit. Yes, they do. You just don't understand how to apply them to your fishing style. And I'm not saying that you should go out and try to fish your MR bass tournaments with a freaking mag drift all day long. No. But you need to learn when there's a pattern that throwing a paddle tail swim bait of a larger size, 6 inches or bigger, or a glide bait.
Every fish I caught is
an applicable situation.
Was on mag drift.
Yeah.
Threw it all day.
And the patterns that a swim bait, I've learned so much from throwing mag drifts and citizens and dabbling with glide baits this past year, because I can pick up. I have been able to pick up off cues that's happening when I'm fishing with like Steve.
Yeah.
I can see what's happening because Steve is either cranking or he's throwing a chatterbait or a jerkbait or something like that. And I can pick up off little things that's happening with Steve's conventional lures and apply things to my bigger swim baits and produce bites. I don't often outfish Steve. However,
your average fish size.
My average fish size is much larger. And for the most part, I will say there's a 75 percentile area at where I am successful at least landing one fish every time I go out in a 2 to 3 hour time period.
Sure. And I know you throw a mag drift a lot. And to me, like I have a ton of confidence in a mag drift.
It's a 4-pound average.
Chad, being the swim bait fisherman that you are, do you flip? Do you do much flipping? I don't think you do.
Jigs?
Yeah, like jigs or soft plastics.
Creature baits?
No.
Sweet beavers.
I'll flip a freaking citizen up into some shit. Though.
See, to me, like I want to be from here to that door to that piece of wood with 7 foot.
I'm telling you, everything in my mind tells me that's wrong. Though it's like my boat cannot be this close to that fish, and it's gonna be like there's no
Seriously.
Even I've been with Tony before, and Tony's flipping it like 4 feet away from the boat. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
And he looks at me, he's like, I'm flipping. I'm like,
I picked that tree apart.
I'm like,
man.
bro, the fish is staring. It can tell you the color of your eyes right now.
That's
I'm
why
like,
you wear look. That's
gotta
why you
watch-
wear a blue shirt
You also got to watch water clarity too.
and,
Like the
and,
dirtier
and
the
wear
water,
a blue shirt so you blend in with the clouds.
I
cleaner
don't
the,
know. I just
cleaner the water is, the farther away you go.
Here's a tip.
I know it works, and I watch people do it. But when I come up on spots and it's like, oh well, it's time to freaking
Let's start flipping.
start flipping. It's like I'm flipping, and I'm like, I'm 10 feet from the fucking log right now.
you're
I'm
like my brother
they're
Pete.
fucking
When
I got
staring
10
right at
My
me.
brother
When I
Pete's
got-
the same way. He
when I got
can't do it.
10
He's
feet,
like,
when I got,
it's not
tell you,
funny.
when I got 10 feet, a 25-pound fluorocarbon on a 7'11" extra heavy,
Boop.
and that 4-pounder, that 4-pounder hits it, and you go
Oh, yeah, dude.
whack.
Yeah,
God, it's the best feeling in the world.
it is. I like it better than a top water bite.
God, I love it.
When you feel that tick, and then you set that hook, and it's solid. You just feel it's solid.
The one I caught one.
You want to be a rub?
Look,
I caught one.
yes, please.
You good, Paul?
Here's a tip.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's a tip off the
I caught
record
one.
from-
I caught one punching on the Potomac this summer, and I've never had a lot of success punching, and it's the biggest fish I've ever caught punching. Dude, best bite I've ever had. I mean, I was, I'm 5, maybe 6, 7 feet,
Right.
into the mat.
Uh,
Like, I don't have a whole lot of line out. 1.5 ounce weight, flip that D-bomb in there, went
oh, the D
Splat.
bomb missile bait. Missile
came
bait
through,
D-bomb.
went through there,
Uh-huh.
popped it once, and I just felt it go whoop.
That's the best. That's the
God.
best. Or when it hit it,
And I
dude,
just fucking
I
jacked
flipped
it.
in before, and like they hit it on the fall, and then you don't even feel it. You flip in there, and you just see your line going like oh, that's a fish.
Oh yeah, that's when you can get that. You can get that nice reel down. And just,
Yeah, that's the best, man. That's the best. Chad's got to get us into the swim bait, and I might have to get him into doing some flipping. This year.
I like slack line on them. When you flip it in there and they hit, you see that line go bounce on the drop, and then
No, we got to do a flipping show. I don't know if I really want to do one, though, honestly. I don't want to give up too much.
you're not gonna give up any.
Spent years on flipping and perfecting
Just don't talk about the beach.
my flipping. Not just the baits.
The baits don't
just other
matter.
things. Current matters. Current matters
No,
a lot when you're flipping.
current matters. Doesn't matter where. It doesn't matter if you're flipping or throwing a crankbait or throwing a spinnerbait. Current always matters.
The way to pick a lay down apart matters. The way you approach it and where you start at on it.
Yeah,
and where-
different. I'd like to talk about that with you because I'm sure that there's some differing opinions on. And again, that goes back to
Does
what we said
matter.
on the show many times. That's the best part about fishing is everybody has their own style.
Right,
Yeah.
Don't get me talking about
Yeah.
flipping, dude. 'Cause
Like the way you flip a tree is might be the complete opposite of the way I flip a tree, but we both catch fish.
I study flipping trees like it's a scientific
I
experiment.
want to say that's why throwing swim baits is one of my favorite forms. First, and
Everybody has what they like.
it's so rewarding to me to get a bite on a swim bait, whether it's a big snakehead or a bass or whatever it is that eats my swim bait. It's rewarding to throw a larger caliber bait that a lot of people don't have faith in or they don't think works and produce fish on it. That's something that I like to do because I feel like it's challenging.
Now,
And I feel
absolutely.
like it's a different style, and I just like doing that
Yeah,
in general.
everybody-
And then you advance, you know what I mean? Like I started just throwing mag drafts, and then I started catching them on mag drafts, and it was like, all right, well, now I want to get citizens. I want to throw citizens and produce fish on citizens. And I started doing
that's
that.
what I was saying.
And then it
about
was like,
You
yeah,
like-
all right,
you like-
now I want to get a glide bait. I want to catch fish on glides. So I started throwing glides.
And commit
So I
to- you
catch
gotta
fish on
commit to
glides.
You like throwing big baits. Rob likes flipping.
Exactly.
I like offshore structure fishing. It's
I
it's
love-
different style.
and
I
Tony's
love
a
it.
frogger.
I love cranking.
Tony's
I
a-
love cranking.
Tony's a no
I love
good
deep
Dude, I mean, that's
frogger.
no matter what, like, yeah, swim bait fishing is probably my favorite form. I probably enjoy it the most, as in like game wise. But honestly, dude, like, I'm going out on the boat, and the first thing I'm probably picking up when I go out there with Steve, honestly, it's either a mag draft or honestly, it's a fucking crankbait. It's
I
a
feel like-
crankbait or a chatterbait, dude. I love
You always got to have a crankbait
I
tied
feel
on.
like
You always got to have a chatterbait tied on, no matter what
with
you
big
like.
baits is like me with deep cranking. It's not something that a lot of people do in this area.
Yeah.
And it's difficult.
What's
it's not easy.
what's deep cranking to your terms in this area?
17 plus?
Oh, you can't. Well,
You're very limited, around
right?
here.
Yeah, there's
What
not
do you
much.
do
I, mean,
that at?
I guess
Kind of
if you go out in the bay,
huh?
Like
Plenty of places cranking Haverty
Yeah.
Grace, in the Haverty Grace northeast area.
okay, out that way.
Yeah, in the upper part of the bay, there's a lot of places that you can do that, but there's not a lot of people that do that,
It's not my
and it's
comfort zone
hard.
for sure.
It's not easy
Yeah,
to
that's
catch
not
fish
easy.
doing it around
No.
here because of the way that they set up.
You have to completely learn how to read your sonar.
I have seen.
You got to know how to
and
find
be-
where they're. Exactly. You got to find how they because there's
learn
not a lot
boat
of.
positioning.
Martin Payne
There's
said
not a lot
the
of-
mouth of Susquehanna. Is that the
Yes.
flats, or he means that?
No,
Out there past the train bridge and all that.
from the kind of like from the where the barges sit. The barges always sit from
It's
there
like
up.
it is like super deep there, like very deep right there.
Yeah, there's some good deep cranking in the river, all the way up to like Port Deposit. Yeah,
That
there's some
whole
good
area
places to
has
do
a
deep
name
cranking.
where those barges are. I forget what they call it.
And-
It's like the
but
boat
not a lot of people
graveyard
do
or-
it. It's challenging. It's
Junkyard
really
or
difficult,
something.
and I feel much like you feel rewarded when you catch a fish doing it. So,
Yeah.
that's how I feel.
I can
Right.
agree with that.
Yeah, catching them deep cranking would be cool too. I don't see that in my.
I don't
near
consider
future,
it deep
though.
cranking unless I'm throwing a 6XD or bigger.
When that's something that me and
If I'm not
Scuba,
getting down 17 plus feet, it's not deep cranking.
that's something that me and Scuba Steve
So-
talk about a lot is picking up a crankbait and cranking down 13, 14, 15 feet and being able to pick up fish doing that. But it's hard
It's very
because it's hard to do because a lot of times I know
It
that
feels like I caught
can
a
pick
fish
fish
when I'm
up in
throwing on
that
them.
8 to 4 foot to even shallower range. You know
The
what
bait,
I mean?
the
So,
bait feels like I caught a 12-incher when I'm reeling it in.
Yeah.
It's like it feels like I got with fish on. Like it's freaking pulling, my rod's bending. I know.
Yeah, I've done that.
So wait a minute. So
I have tried to do some of that in that area that you're talking about. With limited success, I've caught a few, but I haven't hit it the right time of year.
I had a
Yeah.
question for you because I don't fish the Strike King crankbaits like that. So a 6XD is not like a DT6 because DT6 would be like 6 foot.
6XD runs about 17.
Really? How they come up with the name 6XD?
It's Series 6.
so
So they go inside. So they have
it's like
series,
KVD crankbait.
series
I know
1,
that
Series 2, Series 3, Series 4, Series 5, Series
it's
6.
striking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have like 3XD, 4 Series
Right.
4, 5XD,
Sexy Chad.
6XD, 8XD, and 10XD.
Now the Strike King crankbait guy, obviously, or Apollo. DT6 is my deep diving crankbait to me is a DT6.
So a 6XD is more like a DT20.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm excited
that
to
range.
get. I'm excited.
17
to
to 19 feet.
I'm excited to
Yeah,
get
that's
down
a
and
big
dirty
boy.
with some of the raid baits that I bought for this spring. Actually, Rob, see that cardboard box over there? See some of those little things on the top?
Oh, that'd be so good.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's little swimming
Yeah,
there, yeah.
grab 2 of those.
Already
Just grab 2 of those and grab one more.
Which
Grab one of the
one,
pearls. That's perfect.
didn't you say something about Tony and these the other day?
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give the credit. What's that?
That will murder on
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
It's-
It's gonna be so
I almost should not even show this.
it's gonna be so good up there.
Almost should not even show this. But Tony really got me into
Gotta show this.
do this. I'll give Tony the props for this, but here's some of the rain baits that I picked up.
Sorry, I was trying to show this, but I can't get out. It's Chad's box.
That is Chad's box of random.
I couldn't get there.
I know we've talked about doing a bait giveaway, and I have so many baits sitting in here right now for like a giveaway. It is dumb. We just need to do it come like spring.
I'm throwing my pocket. Oh, there.
But the Raid Head Swimmer,
Definitely a small.
Yeah.
Libero,
Libero.
Giving up Tony's.
Yeah, that little white one.
This is actually this is a
Underspin
this
on
is a
there.
3/16, and they make a 1/4. I have a pearl white and a pearl white with some pink in it here.
I think it's got a little weed guard on it too.
Yeah, it's got a little weed guard on it. It's got a little flashy blade at
Under,
the bottom.
underspin.
Here's a gold blade and a silver blade. And
Martin, does it say Christ World Baron?
Smallmouth bait for sure.
yeah,
For sure.
this is just one of those baits where when things are slow or things are tight, not much is going on, you're trying to find a pattern. You can tie one of these things on, and you can at least locate where
I mean, that's
Very
a smallmouth
finessey.
8.5 right there.
a smallmouth bait and a half, largemouth will eat this. You can find
Oh, yeah,
bait
largemouth
fish-
will
you
eat
can
it.
fi- you can find bait fish
I'm
and
just
everything
thinking
with
of
this.
thinking
I mean,
of
just-
applications for it. certain places.
I remember-
Some smallmouth at a certain time of the year that are feeding on shad about this big. Yeah.
There was a time last year where it was real slow, and I just decided to,
Oh yeah.
to
Yep.
pick one of
I
these up,
remember you telling me about that.
and I just flinged it out there, and I started reeling it in. I was fishing with Steve, and all of a sudden I was just like,
And if anybody
And,
thinks
no,
you can't
look
catch big fish on baits that size,
"You're wrong."
watch Ben Milliken.
Yeah,
Half the 10-pounders that he catches are on a 2.8-inch swim bait.
Live scooping.
Dude,
Ben Milliken is all about live scooping now.
on an 8-pound line, throwing a 2.8-inch swim bait, catching 10-pounders.
Little Bagley flat side, chartreuse.
there's a lot of like
There's some good baits in
good
that box.
baits in there.
Yeah.
It's like random. Like you can dig through here. It's like those rattle traps in here.
Yeah, I picked this one out already.
Are we allowed to pick one out of here?
Where's the Jenko at?
That's right here.
Jenko
The janky.
jig.
I don't know, this thing's kind of janky. Yeah, I'm just thinking of like applications for that. I've ran into some situations this year.
You know what, Tony's all about smallmouth fishing. There you go.
That's weird.
That's smallmouth killer right there.
Yeah, I've ran into some situations this year where it's just the size of the bait.
This box is like totally random, dude. Like what's going on? This box is distracting my attention span.
I think that's the leftovers from mystery tackle boxes.
Is that what it is? Because I think I have some of these. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's a.
I
sick
kept
little
mystery
piece.
tackle box for like a whole 3 months, like a few years ago. And was like,
Very,
this is
very
bullcrap.
small.
Yeah, that's a sick little bait. That's
Yeah.
Ow!
That's a killer.
I can see that too in the summertime. Well, you know, when it gets real tough.
I like that it comes with the 2 extra bodies on it.
I thought that was a pointer.
Real sharp hook, nice. Yeah, I'll tell you, it is a little light wire hook, and you definitely want to make sure you're throwing it on a,
Soft rod.
soft. I would probably throw that on a spinning rod for sure.
I mean, I would
wouldn't throw it on a
say
big-
I'm
maybe
so-
that one bait caster that like medium light one that you have.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually meant to order the 7 gram, and I ordered all 5 gram on accident.
So
The 7 gram is
quarter ounce.
quarter, and these are 3/16.
I mean, even still throw a spinning rod.
It's not that much of a difference, but
no idea. Pilot.
there's good stuff in there that
There's
people would
plenty of
really
good
like
stuff
to
in
have.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Dude.
Whoa, Chloe, look out!
Oh, is this the box you're giving away?
Oh no, I thought it was Chloe.
That was
Found
my
it
phone.
on his phone. Like pulled the whole tablecloth off.
Yeah, I don't know why.
It's
little
all
favorites.
the messages.
There's a lot of
Freaking
good. There's a
group
lot of good stuff in there.
Oh
and,
wow, that's a cool.
that
looking
whole
metal jacket.
basket back behind you was full of good stuff.
Yeah. I'll donate some stuff to give away too if you
Yeah.
want to do it, man. I got a bunch of
We
crap.
definitely should do a giveaway.
I still
I
got your.
shouldn't say
I
crap.
still
I
got
got
your
a bunch
swamp
of
dog.
stuff that I don't use.
You're freaking the swamp dog.
Well, that's a
up there is
good
like
giveaway.
The
That's-
ultimate giveaway.
Yeah, that deserves its own giveaway.
Yeah, I might even have one of those extra KBG Spros laying around for a giveaway.
There you
Better be a giveaway to me.
go.
I guess you better apply for the competition.
I do not own one of those yet because they haven't came out with the color that I
What is
want
it?
yet.
Really?
Unless they release more, I haven't checked.
Well, what color are you looking for?
Oh, either one of the shad colors or one of the
You don't like the sexy shad?
It is
They
Chloe
did-
doing it. Chloe keeps like coming over here.
Is she under the table?
Yeah, she's under the table. She's laying down. And when she laid down,
Chloe.
let her be. She's just laying down, dude. She's fine now. She's like laying against the
Yeah.
tablecloth. It's like pulling it as well.
Oh.
If we slide everything like this. Well, now she's up.
The
now.
either the gizzard shad or the threadfin shad.
Wait a minute. What lure are we talking about?
The
The KBG,
Spro
Spro
KBG.
KBG Chad.
Oh.
Hey Brian, how are you? Brian Setlock runs the Conowingo series tournaments.
Never too late, Brian. Thanks for joining us.
What's up, Brian?
They just released their schedule today for the Conowingo tournaments. Actually, I saw Brian post today, so
I think
I'm
I might have
excited.
saw some floating around about that.
kind of excited.
Open?
I'm gonna try to
Is that the opens?
Yeah,
It is, okay, right on.
gonna try to fish a couple more of those this year.
I
Fished Fish a couple this fall.
I might get
Had a lot
involved
of
in a
fun.
couple of those when
I'm sure
the
Tony-
Ranger comes back.
Yeah,
Tony's
Yeah.
gonna want to fish those, I'm sure.
they're fun.
Oh, I can't get this.
Good tournaments, though. If anybody wants to check those out, for sure. Hey, check those out. If you like
There we
fishing
go.
Conowingo. There's some
Maybe
hammers
we-
to fish it, but
maybe
you know,
we
they're
can
all
do-
good people.
Maybe we can do a Bass Be Radio giveaway at one
I'm
of
just
those
gonna
tournaments
throw
or
it like this. Tie it on, throw it out there.
You know what we should do?
something to eat it.
You might get a bite, dude. Damn.
The
trying to
mystery box
Just say.
grab bag tournament.
Stick your hand in there and risk getting treble hooks in your
You
hand,
will get hooked.
but see what kind of lure you get.
You reach into the box, you pick out a lure, and that's what you have to fish with that day.
We did some
That would be
giveaways.
an interesting competition.
No, man, you did some giveaways at the Thursday nighters last year.
I
for
could get
Bass
down
and
with
Beer.
something like that.
Didn't we put together some?
Martin, you haven't
We
purchased
gave away
tackle
we
since
gave
August.
away a box during one of the Thursday nights.
Yeah, we gave away a couple box. I think Kevin's girlfriend won one.
Kevin's girlfriend won one.
Heck, I spent
We had some juice in them boxes, dude.
Yeah,
like
there was some juice in those boxes.
I spent like $2,000 at Susquehanna Fishing Tackle last weekend.
yeah.
Because you bought sonar.
You gonna give that box away?
No,
Just the box.
I'll give you
empty box.
I'll give away the empty box.
Shit, dude. Yeah, I'm pumped for Lake Anna, man.
Yeah, Lake
Pump,
Anna, it's
dude.
gonna be fun, man.
It's pumped. Pete, actually, I was a little worried because I had to find somewhere for my mom to stay while we're gone. Pete had some things he had to work out, but he actually just texted me not long ago. Said,
You
Good.
better eat your
Good
meat.
to go.
Sweet.
You better eat your meat.
You still gonna
sticks.
drive down?
Yeah, I'm still gonna drive down
I was
though.
gonna say,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
you can
still
always drive
gonna
with me
drive
if you want.
Man, no, I think I'll
Save
drive
gas.
down and meet you. We'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk.
I got planned. My balls gave me. I got off. Got Pete's helped me out.
Been trying to use up what you have.
There
Nah,
you
that's
go.
no fun. Just go buy stuff that looks good. That's what I do. I get bored. I can't. I couldn't fish.
Martin,
You want to know
oh,
the truth?
No
Like,
matter
you know, on
what,
the
you
website?
buy things until it starts to overflow.
well, here's the thing. Like, see
Can I
if
get
this
an
makes
Excel
sense.
striper spoon out of it?
See if this makes sense for you guys.
I got one in my boat.
I used to buy.
I have striper considered bait. I don't have a spoon.
I used to buy tackle.
Mine's actually a bass spoon, but
right? Tackle, just tackle junkie, right? And then I got boxes like that, just a whole bunch of tackle I never use. And then I started slimming my tackle down to the stuff that I use.
I can't.
I mean, I got a ton of stuff
You guys,
that I'm never going to use, is what I'm saying.
You
And I
guys-
got my
That's what I'm
go-to
saying, dude.
boxes,
Like, I can't.
and that's still a lot.
you guys have seen my office. I can't.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I
I'm at a whole
know,
other level on
I
that.
know that except for a few things like your jackhammers and stuff, like you only throw specific things.
That's what I'm
that you have
saying.
confidence in.
Yeah.
You might have 300 crankbaits, but there is fucking 10 that you like throwing.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
So
I'm saying.
it's not that if you
And
look
then
at
a new
my
one
crankbait-
comes out and you got to buy it.
But you look at my crankbait.
Oh, I'm guilty of it
So-
as well. I'm just saying.
Just to
Yeah.
just
You
to
have
narrow
to have
that down.
every color under the rainbow.
Right.
I have
If you catch it, if you caught a fish on it, then you're really buying about 10 of them.
I have specific colors that I like to throw
Mhm.
in different situations, and they vary from spring to fall. Different colors that I like to throw. So, I probably do have 300 crankbaits in my boat, easy.
Right. But
But-
you got your go-tos.
They're models of crankbait is probably 10 or 15.
Colors and
It's about-
colors and duplicates.
I'm a little less
Oh,
than that.
don't
I
get me
got some
wrong.
bosses.
You can, if you open one of my boxes, like I'll have a bunch of colors in there. You'll know which ones I throw the most because there's 5 of them bitches in there.
You throw bosses at all? Like
Yeah.
like peanut or anything? You got some wiggle warts or no?
I don't know.
I just
I
throw
have
rock
some.
crawl.
Man,
Rock crawl.
There is only one balsa wood crankbait anybody in this room should be throwing, and it is da 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 da. Do I need to say it? The UMA Lures.
I can't read.
got you,
The
got you.
UMA Lures.
I thought you was going. I swore. Yes, the UMA. You won't give me none, dude. Like, can
Well,
I get
go buy
some?
some.
Hey, dude, I'm getting a big shipment from him come springtime.
Chad, like, hoarding them all.
He just had a drop.
I'll buy
I'm
'em.
buying those though.
I'll go buy 'em.
He just had
I'll
a
go
drop.
buy 'em.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll support.
freaking.
I don't mind spending my money on a good crankbait.
They are good
Yeah.
crankbaits. I love those
I'll
crankbaits.
buy them. I'll buy them. Hey,
I
look,
thought
I
he was
thought,
shot a fish on his crankbaits.
I thought he was going to say the Big O.
The Big O. Chad doesn't even know what the Big O is.
That's why I'm wondering. No,
Cotton Cordell.
well,
Eh,
he picked it up later. It wasn't originally cotton core though.
The
But,
freaking, I'm telling you, UMA.
Wait, you're talking way back.
UMA's
yeah,
baits around here for the deflection purposes and the depths that they reach and their action in the early spring and the late fall on some of the tighter wobbles is
They're really good around here.
it is really, really, really good around here.
Just watch the
His
video.
square
I'm,
bills.
and I've been doing. I'm
There's a video.
throwing mega bass flat sides. I'm throwing OSP flat sides. I'm throwing a lot of JDM like special stuff that none of you are throwing. And the UMA honestly is like one of those baits that I threw the furthest into the season because I truly had the most confidence in it. It had nothing to do with wearing a UMA hoodie and posting a picture of it.
I ain't
It
gonna
was
lie.
literally, dude, Tyler's crankbaits just flat out catch fish.
The video,
His square bills are the best square bills I've ever done.
the video got me. The video
I've
that you
never
were
fished
showing
a
me.
square bill.
Yeah.
I have never fished a square bill. A smaller square
The
bill.
Pudge.
The Pudge Junior. They're the little Pudge is what he calls it. I've never fished a crankbait
The little
Yeah.
Pudge.
in that size
What Kevin said.
that comes through
The
timber.
little Pudge.
Flat side crank. No, I like my round body square bills.
I will. depending.
But
DT6 or if I'm going to throw.
I've never seen a
flat
crankbait
side,
that
foot side.
size that comes through wood that good. It's
Interesting.
amazing.
The video.
Well, the video, but
That's what got
the
me.
Pudge wasn't even in that video.
No, but the video that you
The
guys
original
made-
Pudge.
yeah,
Yeah, you
I
can-
think the Slim Shad.
You can ask Kevin about the first day that I tested out his Pudge when it first came out.
That don't sound good.
Me and
Oh,
Kevin
that's
were when
That's
when
Kevin when I tested out his Pudge.
I was testing out Tyler's Pudge while Kevin was watching.
Or the Skinny Shad. The Skinny Shad is a
So-
deep diver. It has a freaking crazy deflection rate.
We were fishing me and Kevin were fishing the Quarry Canal. We had caught a couple, and I told Kevin I'm gonna try out this new crankbait that I just got
Was this last year? It was a few years.
2 years
back.
ago. I'm gonna try out this new crankbait that I got, and
Yeah, sure, that one
pulled out Tyler's crankbait, Tyler's square bill, tied it up, threw it out there. First cast, I caught one.
Are you sharing it?
Boom, caught one. Boom, caught one. It was just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I caught one off like every laydown in like 100-yard stretch.
Yeah. I'm going to just have to go on the website and buy some myself because Chad's never going to give me that.
There you go, Brian. There's a website for Tyler's baits.
I think he might be running a deal right
I think
now.
he was. I don't know if it's still going on or not.
Yeah,
but
I'm
he did
not
have like
sure.
what do you have, like a 15% off or something
Yeah.
like that going on?
Kevin said, refresh my memory.
I just told you, Kevin. We were in the Quarry Canal. I decided to tie on that little square bill crankbait.
Oh, yeah, I
Just went to
remember that now.
Freaking whacking them.
He remembers that. You know, Kevin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
This was like 2 years ago, Kevin. Yeah, check his crankbaits out, Brian. They're the real deal.
They really are.
Let's see what's the deal? Because I'm about to buy some before I go to
I mean, dude, that's the deal right there.
Ooh, oh yeah.
Shave that picture.
Yeah.
Throw that picture up. Yeah, that's fine. You know me. Sounds good. We're gonna throw a picture up here real quick. Just to show off.
It was the Paul Batter's picture. I saw that shit.
I mean, this is some of the UMA
Paint jobs.
the wedges, I think.
It does. Yeah, that looks like the wedge.
Yeah, this is the UMA wedge.
What's the depth on that?
About 6 feet to 6 feet-ish or so. Four to 6 feet is what I would say on it. And then let's see. I think we have another.
Yeah, that's a good picture. It really shows off the colors that he does. And he does some really amazing colors.
Right here we have
Oh, wow.
the.
I like the color at the top, honestly, because they look like natural.
So the skinny shed.
So I was laughing about it.
And then right here we have the UMA.
That's the same bait.
Oh, that's the same bait.
You picked the wrong picture,
I
apparently.
picked the wrong picture.
Yeah, that's right
You saved it. It's there.
there.
Did I?
It's called
Yeah,
money.
It's called money, not UMA.
It's called money.
Now it's there for you.
Money, money, money,
There you go.
There you go.
money, 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 money.
I like that. I like that. Those natural colors.
Yeah. So, and
Mhm.
all of
This is
Tyler's
foiled,
baits,
too.
all of Tyler's
Those are
baits too
really
are foiled.
Not all of them.
No.
Those
No,
are
no.
those.
Well,
are
okay,
foiled.
yeah, I can't. Those are foiled. Obviously, the
Well,
oranges are not.
Yeah, his
foiled.
crawls aren't foiled.
The crawls aren't foiled. His shad patterns are foiled baits. Nice clear coat on them. I would say the skinny. I would say the skinny shads. 6 to 8, depending on what line you use.
Yeah, if you get up 10, you can probably get it down to 8.
You might, yeah.
Like on a long.
And you're stretching it with that. Honestly, I don't think you're touching the
It's
10
more like
foot mark. With
yeah,
one, yeah.
yeah. They're
You're more to
closer
that
like
6 or 7 foot with it as well.
The-
But they have that bill that they have has a very, very good deflection rate because of how long it is and how the wobble. Those hooks really stay tight behind
Yeah.
that bait
and the angle of the bait. Really helps it, too.
Exactly. It hits the rocks and the branches, and it flips over them quite well.
I'm not sure if he still does custom colors or not, Martin. I know he's been pretty busy, so I don't know if he still
I
does
thought
custom-
Martin was saying he will do custom.
Oh, he will do?
or is he asking, or is he?
I misread. I thought he said, "Will he do?" I was like, wait a second, and then I'm thinking, like, Martin knows him.
Because I was going to ask, does he paint? Can you get other baits painted by him? Does he paint baits, or you don't know?
I mean, he paints all of those baits.
I got some old.
Yeah.
I got some old balsa baits that need a new paint job on them. It's like
That's my favorite
old
bait.
school baits.
Well, actually, my favorite bait's the
little pudge.
the original pudge. But
Yeah.
The pudge.
The sea
does
pop
look
is
badass.
yeah,
nice.
I have a couple.
I like
I haven't
that
got to-
sea-pop
I haven't
a
got
lot.
to fish them too much.
Yeah. I fished the sea pop a little bit.
Oh, you showed me one last year. I think.
I am definitely intending on.
Just remember, nobody can see what we're looking at.
I know that. I know nobody can see what we're looking at right here. Actually, you know what?
The
Let's
wedge?
change. Let's
The wedge
change
looks-
that. How do we do that? Real quick? Let's do the
Sure,
let's
sure.
do the
Middle one.
screen share.
We're gonna take a little look at Tyler's website here. Entire screen. Do entire screen. All right. So
Here is UMALureCompany.com. Here's the home screen. UMA.
take a look at some of his baits.
We're gonna go up to
Yeah, the
shop.
Yeah, there we go.
It's got the skinny shads up here.
Oh, that's one of my favorite paint jobs.
Look at that.
Skinny shad
Yeah.
shallows.
The foil.
Hover over this one again.
The foil.
Back color right there.
Yeah.
God, that's
The
sick.
KT.
The Katie shed.
hmm Well, I think his skinny shad shallow he just came out with.
Yeah, I
just
just saw that.
ago. I actually I have yet to actually get my hands on those. Scroll down here a little bit.
Out of stock. The sea pop.
Yeah,
Damn.
the sea pop is cool. Very different bait, very unique popper that he has going on.
It's got a very wide mouth.
Big mouth.
It throws a lot of water.
Yep.
It throws a lot of water. In my opinion, the bait walks very easily.
Really?
Because of the big mouth?
Yes, the bait, because of the big mouth on it, the bait walks effortlessly.
Interesting.
He's got good colors on it. Obviously, he's got a lot of the full colors on it. Works really, really well around here. The black looks really well.
I have
Oh, what you got there?
I have a bone and like a silver color one, like a silver black back.
Mm-hmm.
The pudge. This is my favorite crankbait that Tyler makes. This is the one I was talking about earlier. It is such an amazing square bill. It comes through cover like no other.
It was a
Like
coffin.
nothing that I've ever seen before. That's actually one of the original colors he painted for me
Yeah. He's got a lot of different
back
stuff
in the day
going
when he
on.
was first getting started.
But he has done, actually, speaking of Martin with his custom colors, he did a couple of Bass and Beer radio colors for us on the
Yeah.
poppers that he did and the crankbaits that he did for us. So that was cool. We actually custom signatured Bass and Beer radio on the bottom
Did you really? I didn't see
of
that.
the crankbaits. Yeah.
Nice, yeah. I see
One of his crankbaits is right over there on the other side of the table. It might say it. I'm not sure. That's not the one that says it.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
This is the pudge. Wait, how you say that?
this is
pudge.
this is the
Pudge?
wedge.
That's the
Oh, that's the
wedge.
wedge?
Yeah, they can't see this right now.
Because it's flat sided? Is that why? Is that the difference?
This is the UMA wedge that I keep here in my office just because it's so beautiful.
It is a very, very pretty paint job on there.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
So highly recommend these baits. Honestly, I'm doing myself a disservice by telling you guys to go buy these, but these are phenomenal baits, and you will not regret purchasing these baits from Tyler.
No, you won't.
I mean, they're top of the line. I prefer these over Mega Bass. I prefer these over my OSP flat sides. I'll say it out loud. And if you don't know about OSP, then you just don't know. Just say it.
There's a
JDM OSP.
I can tell you there's a small fortune worth of Tyler baits in my boat.
What's Mega Bass crankbait? The Griffin.
Yeah.
The Griffin.
Griffin, yeah.
What their cold water bait?
Mega Bass crankbait.
It's one of their crankbaits.
Mega Bass Griffin, Mega Bass Knuckle.
I'm not
Mega Bass Subsonic, Mega Bass
you throw Mega Bass crankbait?
Sonic, the S crank.
Oh yeah, the S crank. I think I have an S crank actually.
No.
I throw over here looking at the shower.
They have a couple different things. Then obviously they have like
It's only 6 cents.
This shower blow got ate a couple times. Got a bunch of hook rash on it.
Look at all
Are we near the
bad?
Bass and Beer Radio 1 year anniversary?
Is it? When's that?
I honestly don't know.
I have to go back and look.
I think we're over.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it's closer to.
It was in the
like,
winter last year.
Was it in the winter last
It
year?
was in the winter last year.
Yeah, we were definitely doing it in the winter last year, weren't we?
I didn't start
Because we
until
were
summer.
talking. I remember talking about the Thursday nighters coming up. Can't wait for the Thursday.
Yeah, that's what I was
come
thinking.
up.
It was like just before the Thursday nighters started.
Early 80s.
Where's the photos at?
Oh, he's still on this.
September 30th.
Of 2022.
Yeah.
So
I think it was a
we're over
little before that. That was like 3 months ago.
Yeah, that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah. We're dumb as shit, dude. Dumb as dog shit.
What the hell's?
Yeah, we might have been doing a little bit
Okay, it's
before that.
backwards.
Probably that one right there. February 23rd. That sounds like a good date.
That's like coming up.
Next month.
Yeah. So
My birthday's
we're getting
February.
very close. Oh, 6 weeks ago.
Oh, there you go. There's your first episode down there. 25th of February.
There you go.
Yep. There it is. So, anyways,
Coming up on a year.
coming up on 1 year. I know we were supposed to do
1 year of nothing.
We were supposed to do a Bass and Beer Radio fall party,
Yeah,
We were.
that would have been cool.
and it never accumulated. It never really came together. I'm just gonna say it out loud now, but I'm doing a spring shindig. Whether we consider it a Bass and Beer Radio party or whatever you want to call it, I'm doing a spring shindig at my house, and obviously all of my fishing boys and everything are going to be invited. But I'm pretty much just going to make it the Bass and Beer Radio shindig, so be ready for details about that.
Do we get to throw muds at your shindig?
No,
It's
been a while. It's been a while since I've thrown a shindig at my house.
It's too. Tony and Paul's both been bringing this up too. It's like definitely too late to get into it tonight, but we got to probably do a show on the club that we're thinking about starting. Even if it's not a club, it may be a tournament.
The Open Series.
Yeah. Tonight's definitely not the night to start talking about that.
3-inch shell sheds. Rainbow trout.
I'm down to fishing. I'm sure you guys would be too. Like little Bradley is kind of like on me. I cannot be the guy, the president in charge.
You don't respond to anything.
Right. I can't. I got too much going. Well, I try, man. Like,
well, no, you respond 3 days later.
yeah. I cannot be the guy in charge. Too much going on, too much on my plate all the time. I got a job where
I vote for Tony.
My job is putting out fires all day.
If somebody's going to,
somebody call me this problem, that problem, this problem, that problem, all day long. And then
if somebody's going to be in charge,
then I get the crazy.
He's very structured.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Then I get the crazy like fishing.
I don't have any hot water.
Let me tell you something. When you got a bunch of fishing buddies,
I can't wash my back.
This is what you get. This is my point. When you got a bunch of fishing buddies, half the group texts are not about fishing. It's this shit.
It is.
Our Legato chat is way worse than that.
Dude, half the text messages you get in the morning aren't encouraging. They're like,
Oh my God.
Half the
you suck at fishing, and I'm gonna beat your ass in the morning.
You like wake up and like you look at it, it's like picture of somebody's balls or something. Like what the
No,
fuck?
first of all, never been a picture of anybody's balls.
I don't know, dude.
Not yet.
There's a lot of talk about Mark's dildos and how and there may have been somebody who asked if anybody was allergic to food, and I said,
Kevin, that's not true.
Mark's allergic to pussy.
What was the one this morning? It was like getting their teeth checked or something, and it looked. Never mind. We can't even talk about.
I don't even.
The shit is so bad we can't even talk about it on air. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie. I think
Meanwhile,
I think Captain Tony gets it the worst sometimes, though. I'm always picking on
we
Tony.
rarely.
It's so fun to pick on Tony,
Dude,
though.
It is.
If he would just buy a jackhammer, I would leave him alone.
It's like random. Like you
if
can
you
do
saw how hard
rusty hooks. Dude, he gave me a hook one time, and I was just like, "What?"
this one dude that we're on the way to Anna with, and he's went every year that I've went. Everyone in the group does nothing but
There's
like,
always that one
constant
dude that
all
has
the
to
time.
hate his life on every trip.
like he just rolls with it.
Even on group chat.
Yeah.
He has fun with it, but
Even
like everyone in the chat, even the guys that like are new to the chat, don't even know him, and they're like, oh yeah, you're gay, dude. Like,
even our group chat it like goes the same way. Like somebody will bring something up, like, "Hey, my fucking boat," and then everybody be like, "Well, because you got a fucking Ranger, you're fucking retarded," and then that goes all around, and it's like, what the. Like,
weren't some of us in the
Rusty
water?
Trumbo, see?
I'm actually speaking of Rangers. I posted on Tony the other day. He posted something on Facebook that said, how this dog smells out people with slow boats. It was one of those things.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's saying a lot from the guy who owns a Ranger.
It was talking about Jason Christie's switching from Express to Skater. And then Tony said something, and then Paul was like, "Well, you own a Ranger," and that's how the tech. It's not like we try to help each other be better fishermen. We just cut each other down all day and say weird sex shit.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Gay shit
all day,
all the time.
That's what fishing group.
Gay chicken is a constant game here.
Gay shit
is
hilarious until it's real, and then it's not funny anymore.
I think we just got canceled.
Oh shit! We're on Facebook. Fuck, we didn't say nothing about none of that. Let's go fishing.
What?
Crankbaits.
Huddleston's. We were talking about Huddleston's.
We
were talking about.
Just got out.
Yeah.
So on that note, we were talking about the Cotton Cordell Gay Blade. Really good. It's a really good blade bait this time of year. So when you hear us say gay, we're just mentioning a specific bait. It is a real bait. It is the Gay Blade.
The guy that really made the Big O, Frank. Yeah, what the fuck was his name?
The Big Ovaries.
No, the Big O crankbait is like pretty much the very first crankbait.
It's like the first square bill.
Yeah, like ever made. Fred Young.
Yeah.
Fred Young.
Not the first crankbait by any means, but definitely it was like the first square bill.
Yeah, then Cotton Cordell picked it up later and reproduced it, but like original Big O.
Plastics.
Like, yeah, but original Big O signed by. Yeah,
big bucks.
Yeah, it's a big deal, dude. Big deal if you got some of those.
Well, I mean not big bucks, but I mean $40, $50 for original Big O.
If you get into some of the number ones and
certain
all
colors,
that,
you get certain colors.
You can get up there in the thousands of dollars actually. For the very rare ones, very few in existence. But you can they keep making them. So.
Kevin, don't lie. You and Paul are going to be nut to butt in the bunk bed anyways.
All I know is all I know is I called Paul and I was like, so like sleeping, like, what's the deal? Paul's like, I got an air mattress. If you don't have one, you can borrow it. But I'm sleeping in the room with Kevin, is what he tells me. So
on my cot. On my cot.
Oh yeah, on his cot.
On Kevin's cot.
All I got to say about that cot, Kevin, is it is rated for 300 pounds.
I think
Just saying.
I
Very
think
nice.
the dude.
Very nice.
I think the dude you was talking about is his name Mark Ramsey. That's going
Mark
on like
Ramsey,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I think Kevin just said he just joined, and then he called him a pole smoker.
Dude.
These are the kind of, this is what I'm talking about. And then I like try to like break it up and sound like a video of like fishing. Nobody pays it no mind. You know,
We're going to spend 5 days fishing. Why do we
you
want to
get
talk
like
about fishing?
you know what you get back? A picture of baby oil. Like what?
I want to bust Mark's balls until we actually get there.
But my point I was trying to make is fishing group texts are rarely about fishing. Just a bunch of guys bullshitting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bunch of guys bullshitting, excited
Bunch of
to be going
bullshitting.
fishing.
Did you say? There we go. Hey, Kevin, watch it, dude.
I might be
back.
sleeping on
Kevin, whoa, dude. This is
Hold on, I might
this
be.
is a PG program.
That's a.
I'm just gonna.
That's an escalator word.
I just want to make a statement here.
Escalators.
With the way you're talking, Kevin, I might be sleeping on my cock just to hide it from you trying to grip.
Yep, and that's
That's
pretty much what you
that's a
get.
little gay.
Yeah, it's pretty
I
much
don't
it.
even respect if you guys beat me on Thursdays anymore.
Why?
Because that's gay.
What?
Look, gay is. We should not be saying this
Gay
word.
is the way. Gay is the way.
It's not gay if your eyes closed.
It's not gay if you say surprise.
It's not gay if you say no homo.
I got a couple tears coming out my eyes. I got a white.
The wrong people
Just
are probably
remember.
watching this currently.
Just remember, as long as you say no homo, it's not gay.
Well, they got no snowflakes watching. We got Martin, so I
Shit
don't
is
know.
so funny.
It's not gay.
It's not gay. It's three-way. Well, Mark, your 3 ways are still gay. You know,
It's not gay.
there's got to be at least one chick present for it not to be gay. So, sorry. Hate to break it to you.
I'm sorry
Still
I
gay.
brought this. I'm sorry I brought this whole topic up. That's all I can say.
Oh, Martin, what the fuck, man?
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking. Now you understand what the hell I was
I'm
saying.
telling you, for the first time ever, we might need to ban somebody. Like, we might need to ban Martin
Look,
from
here
the
it goes.
program.
This is
Oh,
what
no,
happened.
fucking Lewis tuning in
This is
now.
what Happy New Year's.
Yeah, here we
Now
fucking go.
Great. Now Lou's going to report us.
Oh, he's like what's the dude that reported the what was his name? Roy Boyd. He's a Roy Boyd.
Yeah. Heaven forbid Roy steps in here.
Oh, that
Yeah.
guy's like the king of.
Mark said he'd been lied to all these years.
Are you friends with him on Facebook?
No.
Oh, you should see these sweet baits he's painting.
Who, Roy?
I just see the dumb shit he posts on other
I
people's
thought he got
stuff.
into crabbing.
I'm not gonna lie. I just
Then he got into painting baits.
Yo, Mark is wrong.
What did Martin say?
Mark Ramsey. He said his uncle always just said it was called shh.
Oh gosh, this night went south in a hurry.
Oh God.
So anyway, back to fishing.
Fuck, dude, I'm go good.
Which one?
I gotta take a time out.
Which one of you ripped ass?
That was me.
Well, I was saying,
Go
wasn't
get
me,
me,
dude.
go get me a beer. You guys like that? That's a good fart.
Did it make you laugh so hard you farted, dude? Because I'm crying. I
It
can't.
was part of it. It was definitely part of it.
Oh my goodness, dude.
And I'm telling you, the venison is kicking in too.
Validated my whole freaking argument right there. And that's how it goes all day long. And they're like, Rob, your number is fine.
Martin said he's flirting. Hold up, I'm not involved in this.
Kevin's like, just a preview.
It's not my
Dave-
whispering eye, buddy.
They've been flirting the whole month for this trip. Has been nothing but
Thank
dudes
you.
flirting with each other. The planning of our fishing trip.
Still
And what we're going to eat.
fucking butt in here.
Yeah. Oh, him.
God.
Lucky for me, my sinuses haven't cleared up all the way yet, so I don't smell it. But
Well, this will clear him up. Trust me.
I can't smell nothing, dude. Still,
Just-
they're still
let me,
kicking the final.
let me work on it for you a little bit.
Nah, dude, come on, man. What's wrong with you, dude? Lou going to bed. Lou got on for like 5 minutes, read that, and he was like, I'm going to bed.
He's going to bed because he's got to take care of something.
Paul's coming over to tuck you in.
Yeah, that's why
Paul,
that's why it's called Paul Effing Batters. It's called Paul Effing Batters for a reason.
The only person I tuck in is Kevin.
Smells like burnt KY.
He's gonna spit water all over the table.
Motherfucker's trying to kill me, dude. Like, god damn.
I can't get off in February.
I'm telling you, I love the bullshit that happens on the show on Friday nights. Like we don't have to talk about fishing for it to be a good time.
No, we can talk about gay sex. Apparently,
it's way more popular.
Gay sex is
we got all
hilarious.
apparently. Even all our viewers have a lot more to say about that than crankbaits.
And what does that tell you?
Right.
we've had we put up screenshots of beautiful crankbaits and got one comment. Make one butt fuck joke, and boom.
We post the link to UMA.com for the beautiful crankbaits, and we get comments about butt sex back.
And we got the most viewers we've had all night.
Right. It's getting interesting now.
So what's that say about all you?
The rusty
all
trombone?
you people?
What was it on 40-Year Virgin? He's like, it's not about
I would
anal sex and
definitely
butthole
bring
pleasures. You ever seen 40-Year-Old Virgin? No.
What's a gay fish pot?
I don't know.
Martin, we need you to
The
explain.
only thing I know about gay fish is the South Park joke.
I wonder if we
fish
sent
stick
the link to Martin for him to join in if he would.
Do you like fish sticks?
He won't. Don't do that to me.
You like fish sticks?
Do you like fish sticks, Rob?
I'm not answering that fucking question.
Yes.
Or are you a gay fish?
Mitch Hedberg.
That was like in South Park, and then he just like beat the shit out of him. He's like, "What'd you call me?"
It's
man?"
Kanye. It's fucking Kanye.
Mitch Hedberg had a joke. He was like, I was watching TV, and there was these guys on TV fishing, and he was like, they catch the fish, but then later they let it go. They don't catch the fish to eat it. They're just trying to make it really late for something.
Mitch Hedberg is funny as fuck.
It's like a dirt pass, like
That's
The dirt
funny
bag.
as shit.
It's one of those bass that you catch that like missing their upper lip. They look a little. They look like they ride the short bus.
We are so
Like Tony.
we are so not
Yes,
politically
like
correct at all.
They are fish related to Tony.
I actually rode the short bus.
Tony has to sit on a pillow to see over top of the console of his boat.
Yeah, a couple of like phone books, and he's got to put the blocks of wood on his feet.
If
He
he's
doesn't
put
have
a
a
hot
high
foot.
foot.
If his
Or
arms-
maybe he does that.
if his
to make
arms get any
himself
bigger,
look
he's not going to be able to steer.
Or he's going to get too strong. He's going to rip the damn
Rip the
steering
steering
wheel
wheel
off.
Tony will race
Shit.
you. Tony will race you to the grass, and the grass is like right around the corner from where you launch. It's a race. It's 6 knots.
Better than
He can race you at 6 knots.
Martin.
Dude, I remember the first time I actually went fast in a bass boat, and it was in Tony's boat. I just got it, and Tony just hammers it across, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just holding on to the sides. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, and he, I
Paul,
don't know.
Paul
Tony
gets
rips.
it on his boat too. Yeah, Tony too. I've been on both their boats and both.
Yeah,
of
they
them.
fucking-
I am full throttle. Everywhere.
I know.
I don't. slow
I've
down.
been on the boat with you before, dude. I know. Tony, it's like you, and I know why, and I know you talked about it before, but wearing a life jacket is not an option on Paul's boat.
No. If you're in my boat, when we're running, you wear a life jacket.
You are not wearing a life jacket.
No, you are. Everyone in my boat is wearing a life jacket if I'm on
Because of past incidences that had happened.
Well, yeah.
I don't think a cowling coming loose was going to save a life jacket was going to fix it.
Oh, it was
What
though.
if it knocked him out and he fell out?
Right.
Life jacket saves him.
I had my Callan. I hit a log one time. My Callan came off my motor and landed on my front deck.
That's what happened.
I
That's
don't
what
know
happened
if
to me.
Dan's on, but Dan was with
By
me.
the way, I'm just saying I was joking. I completely agree in this. If you're running speeds like that, you should absolutely have a life jacket on no matter what. Honestly,
even if you're
even running 20 miles an
Exactly.
hour in my John boat, I should have a life jacket.
Yeah, I wear mine.
100%.
I wear mine all
Because
the
you never
time.
know what
And I
happens.
keep my the kill
So-
switch is even more important.
I mean, dude,
For
my
even-
main thing is if it jacks sideways and then throws me sideways,
So-
that'll throw me out. But it does not go fast enough forward to do
I-
nothing.
Kill switch is even more.
75% of the time, I wear a light fish while I'm fishing. And this is because of something that happened to my best friend. My best friend, Frank, was fishing a tournament down on the Eastern Shore. And this was 20 years ago. It was a draw tournament. He had a partner. His partner had a seizure, fell in the water, didn't have a life jacket on.
Damn.
Frank's not a real good swimmer. So Frank had to get him up out of the water. Dude was under the water for some time, right?
Right.
And, had to get him up, get him up and hold him out of the water and then try to get him back on the boat. And the dude didn't have a life jacket.
Do you guys know CPR?
And I do, yeah.
Because I thought about taking a CPR class.
I do know CPR, yes.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking a class. Honestly.
If I didn't, my dad would kick my ass.
I think it would be.
After seeing what happened to the Bills player, and I was
Oh,
like,
that was
they brought him
insane.
back with CPR. I was like, man, I wouldn't even know what to do.
Yeah, and that's one of the
And it
reasons
made me
that
want to learn CPR.
And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be one of those activists online right now, but that is why people that ride in an ambulance and do what they do deserve to be paid way more than they get
Wait a
paid.
minute.
$15 to $18 an hour for somebody in an
Well,
ambulance to do that is bullshit.
it's
And that's the
ambulance.
end of that.
Ambulance.
I will.
An ambulance.
Ambulance.
My dad was a career paramedic.
Well, my wife's
They
a
don't make
nurse.
$15 to $18 an hour.
Volunteers and shit like that.
Yeah.
Volunteers don't get paid.
Volunteers.
The
Well, they
base-
get paid. They
base-
get paid a small amount.
There's
Well,
base
my
pay
wife
people
is a
making
nurse.
$15 an hour that ride on ambulances.
It was
Don't
so
do that.
when
Ambulance.
when I tested for Baltimore County and I couldn't take the physical test because I broke my back 20 years ago, they started at almost $40,000 a year.
Which ain't a lot of money.
That was 20 years ago.
Oh, 20 years ago.
So
A lot
I don't know
of
what
money
they
20
I don't know
years
what they
ago.
start at now, but I can tell you that I
Probably
know
double 80. 80.
I know that people in the fire department not being lieutenant or above, just being paramedics, people that have been there for a while are making $100,000 a year.
But so my wife's a
Not
nurse.
people that just started on an ambulance.
Ambulance.
My dad worked in ambulance. My dad worked
I
on an
understand,
ambulance.
I
his
understand
entire
that, but a
career, his
paramedic,
entire
his
life.
entire career. I'm saying, but there's people that work at McDonald's that make freaking $17 an hour. That
Is that what they're making now?
only
Nobody's-
people want it.
I don't think-
it's like 15.
I don't think any of them are making $17 an hour.
15.
No, I meant
I gotta pay my
Yeah,
guys more money.
none of the ones that I know.
Yeah.
I'm solely
wonder they
basing
wanna
this off
quit
of
all the
Baltimore
time.
County.
What's that?
My guys. They go
I'm not
McDonald's
sure.
and
This
make
would be,
the
this
same
would be,
shit.
I would be interested to actually talk to somebody that works down like Baltimore County or something to see what they actually do make on an ambulance.
Talk to my dad. My dad just retired.
I'm
He
talking
just
about
retired from
somebody
Baltimore
that's
County.
just been on there for 2
But he
years.
knows he knows what they like. My dad was very involved.
Martin
with,
said he'd do it for
with the fire.
$4.25 an
I
hour.
hear completely different than that.
I can
But they
Baltimore
are
City,
very
maybe
very underpaid for what they do.
But the point
Baltimore County's union too, so that may make
the
a
point I was getting to was
difference as well.
it started making me think man, I
I'm
probably
not sure if all of the paid fire departments are in the union, the firefighters union.
I should
There's a
probably take
firefighter
CPR
union, so
class.
that might
Yeah.
make a difference.
I
too.
have no idea how that works.
I think it would be worth it. Take a CPR class. You might be able to save somebody's life one day.
I absolutely do
Well,
think it would be worth it for everybody to learn to take a CPR class.
Right.
And
save
the
somebody's life.
dude, I literally was about to say IED class, not the IED class, the defib class.
Yes,
What is it?
And
defib,
What's
the-
that?
defibrillator.
what is it? What is
Oh,
the acronym? It's not a.
They wanna
You
be-
call it a defibrillator, but they have another term for it that's
It stands for something.
posted on the red box actually in front.
I don't know. Trying to
There's
think.
it's anybody can do it. There's step-by-step
AED.
instructions.
Yeah.
AED.
AED.
Yeah.
There it is. Thank you, Martin. The AED, atro,
Well, it's,
something,
automatic
defibrillator.
electric defibrillator.
Yeah. Very easy to use. Not self-explanatory, but it will actually give you step-by-step instructions. And having CPR and AED training, even though I'm saying AED training, even though, dude, I mean, freaking Chris Zowden or something might have an AED on his fucking boat or something like that, but I definitely don't.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think.
You know what I mean?
Anybody's
But
keeping an AED on their boat.
that is something that everybody should learn how to use. They should learn how it works. They should learn CPR and
There's never. I mean,
understand how
especially
that works.
honestly-
You really just don't know when
Even
something
taking,
like that could happen.
you know, even
Right,
Say
right.
somebody- yeah.
even taking like a basic first responder class, which you can take at any community
Yeah.
college. You know, just to to know how to assess a situation. You know, the difference between knowing
You get basic first aid training, don't you?
when you get. I'll tell you that there's.
Probably. If I do, I don't remember. I think I had a CPR class before
What
a
do
long
you-
time ago. but
I would imagine working in people's like condos and shit like that.
Hey, look, man, I got this going on here.
When you,
Stabbed through
Did
my
you give
hand
it CPR?
the other day. I should have.
So if you're,
Pushing it like-
if say
Look at that shit, dude. Look like-
if you're at
It's like-
if you're at work or at something like that, and somebody, you know, a situation comes up that you don't know how to handle, what's the first thing you do?
Call
You kind of
911.
freeze, right? You're like, what the hell just happened? You know, and that's your first instinct,
Right.
you know. But if you're a little more prepared for that,
That's what I'm saying. I would like
you
to
know,
be.
you can you make that decision faster, and that couple of seconds sometimes can make a big difference.
Yeah. Like my training goes as far as like, oh, you're not feeling well, take a shot of this tequila. You'll feel better.
I've pulled 2 people from the water in Joppatown.
See? That's what I'm saying. Be
I
nice.
mean, one guy did.
Really?
I had a guy in early
My
March
wife
one year
says, "Put
on
your
one,
hand away."
on one of those warm days, but water was still like 40 degrees.
Mhm.
No life vest in his kayak or in his canoe. Flipped his canoe in the mouth of Mansion Cove, and he was like 15 feet from the shore, but he hit that cold water and he panicked. The first thing he did, he saw the docks and started swimming toward the docks.
Swim the opposite direction.
The opposite direction. If he went the other way, he was 15 feet from the shore.
Wow.
But he panicked when he hit that water, and he got to the middle of Mansion Cove, and he started. He was bobbing.
They say that's what that's what happens. You panic when you panic. Like if you go in the water, don't panic.
I put my
They say-
boat. I put my boat on plane in Mansion Cove. I was in the back of Mansion Cove. He was out of the mouth. I put my boat on plane in Mansion Cove.
Yeah.
Because I saw him flip. Because
Go
I heard
help
his
him.
daughters were on kayaks.
At
with
that
him.
point, you have to do what you have to
Yeah,
do.
you gotta do.
And his
what you gotta
daughters were young. Like his daughters were like 12. Like they weren't helping. He was a big dude. And like I heard something, and I heard his daughter screaming, and I looked down and I saw him like splashing, and then I saw him go like this, and I was like, I yanked a trolling motor up, and I went on plane from the back of Mansion Cove
Yeah.
do. Oh yeah.
down to the front. Like
Hell yeah,
sorry
dude.
about your docks, but
I can't say I've ever seen
in that
anybody
situation-
struggle that way. However, I've seen boats.
that was it.
I've seen boats hit things before and then have to be nervous that the boat
Yeah.
might be broken.
I had a-
but I've never actually seen anybody like
Oh, I
So
go up
the
on
other-
the water.
the other guy that-
swimming.
the
that
other-
I have to be nervous.
A couple
about. I
people
feel
had
like-
drowned.
The other guy that I pulled out, well, and I didn't pull him out completely. It was right at the dock, and his boat drifted away. Well, it was drifting away from the dock,
Mhm.
and he tried to reach out and grab it, fell in, and he was like, he was kind of like hanging on the side of his boat, and for a minute, like I just launched my boat, and like I pulled my boat around. This guy's like hanging off the side of his boat as his boat's like drifting out, and he's yelling, "I can't hold on any longer! I can't hold on any longer!" So
It's like 4 foot deep right there.
no, it was again high tide. It was the tide was almost at the top of the dock. So
People can
there
drown in
was
4 foot
there
of
was
water.
6
if
or
they
Oh
seven.
can.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they
there
can.
was 6 or 7 feet of water there. Plus, you got to think of all the muck on the bottom too.
Mhm.
You know?
Oh yeah, you're gonna sink another foot into the freaking.
So like I went over and got up, and he wasn't that far from the dock, but I guess he couldn't swim.
I believe
Because
it.
I took him. Yeah, all I did was grab him by the arm and just troll him over to the dock so he could get a hold of the dock and walk his way around. But he would, no doubt, I don't think he could swim, and I think he probably would have drowned because there was nobody else at that. This is the shitty part. No one else. There were plenty. This was summertime, pleasure boats everywhere. Nobody even walked down to the end of the fucking dock while this guy was screaming.
Ain't that crazy?
People just loading their boat, unloading their boats.
Just looking at them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the shit that pisses me
I don't
off.
want to be that guy. The one just stand there, can't do nothing. I want to help.
It wasn't even that they couldn't do anything. They just
didn't
didn't
give a shit.
I see a lot of people do really dumb shit that I don't feel bad for them over, though. Not that I would. Not that I would.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
daily.
not that I would ever watch somebody like drowned or anything like that, or drown or anything like that. But it's just like I see so much shit where I see people do dumb shit, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm like,
you know what? So that dude that I pulled out that flipped his canoe, he wasn't wearing a life vest. He had a life vest with him, but wasn't wearing it. Pulled him out. I pulled him up on the back deck of my boat. We got his canoe flipped back over. Before he got in his canoe, I looked at him and said, "Do me one favor, put your fucking life jacket on." Dude fucking paddled away, went right back to the ramp, no life jacket.
He didn't put his life vest on? Even after you asked him to?
I just shook my head, turned my trolling motor on, went right back up to where I was.
Well, you can still feel good about it.
What did he say to you when you asked him to do that?
He said, okay. And I had already turned off. Like, he was just getting settled in his canoe. Like, once he was good, like, I just was heading back up to fishing. I look back. I look back. No life vest on. He's just paddling away. I was like, you literally almost drowned. Like, I would not have. If I had not got to him in time, that dude would have drowned 100% because the water was 40 fucking degrees. Like, he wasn't surviving through that.
People are very ignorant to the situations that they put themselves in. I don't think people understand how dangerous shit like that is. Not only are we talking about kayakers slipping over and shit like this, but we had a couple situations going across Days Cove this season where it got cold, tide went out, it was going to get cold, and boats got stuck in the mud.
Oh yeah.
And if you're going to be back there, you're not prepared for that. You get stuck in the mud. You will freeze to death back there.
Look.
You have to
make
sure
that was a substance. They said they sent a helicopter in to get these guys out of a boat.
That's what
they ended up.
You got to wait the tide out. I've been stuck back there. You got to wait the tide out. You got to be prepared and wait the tide out.
But that's bullshit. That's bullshit. If you're not prepared, and even say the tide even comes back in, but the moon phase and the wind is keeping it back out, and you still don't get enough water at high tide to get out of there.
Then you need some waders. I keep waders on my boat. I keep camping gear on my boat.
Okay, but like,
well, yeah,
you're a waterman. You're out there. Do you know how many dumbasses come across there that have never been across there before?
Yeah,
that do stupid shit. People will freeze to death.
Winter
All
time.
these people are like, "You're a dumbass. Why didn't you just wait it out?" Yada yada yada. And I'm like, if you're not prepared for that, if you're not prepared to be out there until the next day through the 30 degree temperatures, you will freeze to death.
From November to the end of March.
If that wind is blowing the right
direction, I always have extra clothes in my boat
and waders.
It's not a game.
No,
it's not a game out there. Like you can die.
Yeah.
If you got waders right there, you can make it to the shoreline.
Like, I'm going to be
good.
That doesn't
guarantee your survival.
But you can make a fire and whatnot, camp out for the night. If you
make a fire with what?
Well, you gotta have the gear. I keep camping gear on my boat.
Like,
it got waterproof matches, all that on my boat.
That's what I'm.
Yeah. I keep
but if you fall off your boat and your boat blows away, and you're on the shoreline. That's what I'm saying. People aren't prepared for things.
I'm going over to cut through the landfill, come out on 40.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk out.
So I'm not trying to
I'm gonna build me a house and improve the situation.
Not only
there's already a foundation back there.
Not only do I just like fishing with my friends, but I also enjoy fishing with my friends for the safety aspect of it. Yeah. Shit, you fall off your boat and your boat blows away. At least you got a friend that can like motor back over to you.
I will say,
we're kind of lucky in that.
Especially
like
this
stuck
time
out
of year.
there. I'm calling.
We have these nice days. There's a couple of things that I want to say about that. One, don't fish alone. Fish with a friend because that water is still 37 degrees and you will get hypothermia within 4 minutes.
Out there fishing alone.
Quickly.
You will get hypothermia quickly. If you go in, you're
getting hypothermia.
You're screwed. I mean, you might not get hypothermia, but if you fall in,
you'll be going into it by the time you get back to the dock. Yeah.
I got an ice predator suit, so I'm good there.
You know,
Another
it's
story.
so, you know, if you're going out by yourself, wear dry suit or something, you know, something like that. So the water's fucking cold. It doesn't matter that it's 60 degrees outside. Water's 37 degrees.
It's cold as hell.
You know, you're gonna get fucked up. So always fish with somebody during the winter. I try to always fish with somebody. 2, always wear your life vest in the wintertime. Not just while you're running, while you're fishing. Because if you slip, you know, say you slip on your boat or you trip on your boat and you go in, you hit that cold water. Your first instinct.
Your body goes into shock when
Right.
you hit water that cold.
and you're gonna
Your
breathe
body
in,
locks
and you're
up.
gonna suck in that water. You're gonna suck in cold water, and bad things are gonna happen. If you have a life vest, at least you're coming to the top. So always wear your life vest in the wintertime. If you don't wear it in the summertime, I'm not gonna give you shit about it. You know, I wear my life vest, like I said, about 80% of the
Kill
time.
switch too.
Kill switch is always important. That's a year round.
must.
That's a year
Yeah.
round thing.
Mm.
But in the wintertime, wear a life vest, fish with someone, and keep a change of clothes in your boat.
And
Keep
some
them in a dry
matches and
bag.
stuff.
You know, if you want to keep some, like Rob said, keep some extra safety gear there. The extra clothes are just in case you fall in. Because if you're 20 minutes
For
from the
anybody,
rant,
what you or anybody that falls in.
right? If you're
Yeah.
20 minutes from the rant, and it's, you know, say it's a colder day out there and it's like 40. You know, I fish when it's 40 degrees out.
Yeah.
If you're soaking wet and you got to run 20 minutes back to the rant.
Good luck.
Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty. So you got to make sure that you want to make sure that you have extra clothes, dry clothes that you can put on to get warm, to keep yourself warm, because that water is cold. Doesn't matter that it's 60 degrees outside. The water is cold,
Mhm.
and
It is
we
dangerous.
lose people every
It is
year this time of year.
dangerous.
And Chad's right with that. We had a couple incidences this year.
Yep.
With you know, and it's not their fault.
People
I guess
think this is.
you got to
I'm
be
sorry.
prepared.
I'm just gonna say it straight out. Wintertime fishing, wintertime boating is not summertime boating.
No,
Not at all.
not at all.
I don't know.
This is not swim back over to your boat. I fell off.
Took a little bath.
You fall in and you go into shock, and within minutes it's
Funny-
cold
it's
enough that
funny.
you're in hypothermia.
It's funny you say that because a couple of years ago, one of our club tournaments in November, my buddy fell in. He had a aluminum tracker,
Mm-hmm.
and his trolling motor strap got caught under his trolling motor. Stepped on the gunnel to do it. It was 27 degrees when we launched.
Ooh.
There was ice on his gunnel. Fucking slipped and went in. Guess what he did? Came up. just laughing. He thought it was funny as shit.
Laughed it off.
Yeah.
Uh,
Got to come back up in his. He got
got-
back in his. boat.
I got a.
But
It's
you know,
not the same. You can put yourself in a very life-threatening situation, and it should. Be
I just thought
taken-
it was funny because you said
Yeah.
that.
I got
It should be taken seriously.
Yeah,
I got a striker.
that happened to
Ice
Team
Predator
Outcast
suit.
last year.
And it's the entire the bibs and the jacket are both they float.
Yeah,
The whole
Yep.
suit floats. It's got a thing for your kill switch. It's extremely warm. It's just like survival gear. It's like for ice fishing.
yeah.
It's expensive, but it's worth having. Like it's definitely worth having.
100%.
You can survive in that suit
Yeah,
if you had to.
yeah.
You
Those
can
are
float to shore and
yeah.
survive.
They're made for they're made for like going through the ice.
Yeah, it was very
So you
expensive.
float and you're like,
But I get cold. Like I get cold, dude. So like that, if we're going, I wear it. Like the whole reason I brought, I like the warmest thing possible for when it's cold outside.
You know what I?
You will sweat to death in that.
My wife
thing,
got me a
no
heated
matter
vest
how
for
cold it
Christmas.
is.
Nice. I'm like a Milwaukee.
But
one
it's
there.
made by
No, it's another brand. She did a bunch of research on it.
it's made by Striker. The advertisement for it, they actually have guys like going out on thin ice and falling through the ice to test the suit out. Yeah, like
Yeah, I've seen those.
it's worth getting if you're going to be out in like really cold weather.
You just got to make sure that you're prepared for it. Like I said, wear your life vest. Fish with a partner. I mean that's
They say you
you know,
shouldn't
fish
fish
it-
alone in this
because-
Just with a partner, I
because
would say,
even if you have a life vest on and you go in
probably the most important.
and you lose
part.
your phone, like you're like nobody knows. You know,
You don't have
Around
phone
here.
service.
or your phone don't have phone service. Nobody
Your
knows.
phone was in your pocket when you fell in.
That's
You
fine.
can't watch Bass and Beer and
I have
nothing.
an iPhone. It's
Just
waterproof.
stuck out
Yeah,
there.
seriously, you're more than dead if you can't watch Bass and Beer. on
Right.
Friday.
Just stuck out there, no phone, can't
But-
watch it.
Yeah, I mean, if you know, that's the other reason for going with someone is like, you know, if you go in, nobody knows where you're at. If you're by yourself, you don't have you don't have your phone on you. you know, and your boat floats off, you can't contact anyone. What are you going to do? You're going to freeze to death.
Yeah.
You know,
Kevin
because you
said
went
he
in,
has
so you're
the,
wet.
He has the heated jacket as well.
The
Yeah, I
door-
gotta have warm clothes. I cannot be cold. If I'm cold, I'm no good. That's it.
Kevin said that's the only way you can fish if it's in the 30s.
Yeah.
I have fished into the 20s with no heated.
No,
No
dude.
heated wear.
Not me. Once I'm cold, I'm cold. Like I said, I'm done.
Well,
I'm freezing to death. I'm done.
We've
I can't-
washed in the
I can't
20s.
do it.
I mean, it warmed up into the 40s that day, but
I got the right gear because I do snow removal for
it was a
work.
cold
too,
ass
so
ride in the
kinda,
morning.
You know,
Running to the northeast where it's 27 degrees from 0 degrees.
Yeah, screw that.
15
Well,
minutes at 60 mile an
Yeah.
hour. Woo!
That could be cold in the summertime, early in the morning, in the summer, and especially if you're on an aluminum boat and the waves are breaking and you're sparing them, and the water's getting on you, you could freeze in the summertime. So I rode motorcycles, and you can get hypothermia in the summertime on a motorcycle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, when you get those cold mornings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta watch that. I had hypothermia one time, and it was from biking actually.
Yeah.
Oh.
Back when I was actually in shape and did things.
Yeah, when I used to be in shape and do things.
When I used to do stuff.
Kind of feeling it's kind of like my life.
It's actually my
lately.
New Year's resolution is to
Start doing stuff again.
actually start doing stuff. again, not
My
be in
aunt
such
is
shape.
on. Hey, Aunt Rita, how you doing?
Oh my gosh. Well, we are about to freaking wrap this up for the evening. We have hit that 2-hour mark.
Yeah, it's
No gay talk
And
for tonight.
that happens after the broadcast stops.
I'm going home, dude. I gotta go.
And so we are going to cut the broadcast off for the night. Thank you guys for tuning in and commenting and being with us and supporting us. And we will see you guys next week for whatever
we'll
random
be
ass
back.
winter
No,
topic we decide to talk about.
we'll be
We'll be
me and
gone.
Rob will be going. So
Him
might
and
just
Rob will be
you
gone.
guys.
But
I'll
will you
make sure
arrange
that
a remote?
Tony is here, or I'll have a special guest here.
We can call in.
And I mean, for the rest of winter, basically, I'm just telling you guys, we're just gonna be pissing into the wind here on Bass.
We
Me and
call in.
Rob will call in.
We'll call in.
Yeah, let's
And,
get you guys call in.
Give you an update.
Make sure you guys get a hotel that has good Wi-Fi.
Nah,
Well,
Kevin's
we
got
don't
a
have
place to
Wi-Fi
stay.
there, so it'll be going solely off of
We'll cell phone in.
cell phone.
We'll call you.
Okay, we'll get on top of the mountain.
On top of the
No.
mountain. see, Paul, like what was it, Tommy Boy or Black Sheep? Like when he's running around in the woods trying
Well, I
to
was
get a
gonna,
signal.
I was gonna duct tape to a broom post. All right, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good night.
Thanks,
Peace.
everybody.